times and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. 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 I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind, and all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. So
revolutionary particles.
Okay, are we good now? Are we good now? How's it going? Boyos! My mic for some reason was off. But how are you boys all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How are all you boys doing? Real question. Hope you guys are actually having a good one. I really do care about you guys' well-being. Hey, we got ourselves PTR duels for the day. I'm doing fantastic, Celtic. How are you? How are you? Subway, MLS, Chicago, Isaac, Freestyle. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm doing fantastic, dude. I woke up with a little bit of an indigestion, but besides that, can't complain. Doing a-okay. Tomorrow is my day off. I'm excited for it, prepping for it, making sure I got my video set up. So I might actually just have a full day off tomorrow. Just AFK from the PC altogether. We down Zymox, like you said. Let's go, dude. Congratulations. One more boss under the belt. Just a few more to go, and you guys got that cutting edge. I don't know if people are... I mean, if we're going to be having like a pretty long while before patch comes out, there's probably going to be more boss nerfs, so plenty of opportunity, boys, but hopefully you got something good out of it. I think if you're a sub-rogue in particular, there's a rogue for PvP, the ring from him, big Versa with Mast, ooh, juicy and good. Yo, can I also add that song from the mix, this one, Kisama Fly Again? Can I add this one to the playlist? Because I actually like this one a lot. Hold on, let me get the music back up and running here, boys. What do you think about this song, dude? Yay or nay to the playlist? If you were here for the beginning of stream. Yay or nay? I'm thinking yay. It starts out a little weird with the piano. Doesn't sound like a duels mix thing. Also, is this the green screen back here? There's like a line. Huh. Weird. I wonder what that is. Maybe it's something I can... Is it maybe the background? I think no, it's like the green screen or something, isn't it? Hold on, I think it is. Cool. I think I fixed it. Anyway, boys, we got ourselves 5V5 1v1 duels for the day over on the PTR, which is a little bit different than what we usually do, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it either way. We should have quite a bit of fun with it, man. Quite a bit of fun with it. We're gonna see what are some of the busted builds people can come up with. I'm thinking it's gonna be Palas, dude. If Athaman joins in on the Pala, we're gonna have ourselves a hell of a game. Hopefully we'll have enough people. First of all, last week we actually blasted it out of the park. We had quite a lot of people join in the duels, quite a lot of variety, and hopefully we'll have the same variety today, man. So we're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna hope for the best. If we can have enough people, 10 people on PTR for 2 groups, I'll be happy. Maybe we won't be able to do it this week. We're gonna hope for the best, though. Gonna hope for the best. Try to have some fun with it either way. If Krager wants to join in, hopefully we'll have him. Kreiser said yesterday that he is interested. Athaman, I think, said he was interested. So hopefully we can get some groups together. Yo, MLS with a dono, my man. Thank you so much, my dude. I don't see it popping up anywhere, but or there it is. There it is, my man. How you doing, buddy? Can we get a hashtag MLS in chat, boys? Thank you so much, my man, for the dono. I appreciate you, my dude. Hashtag MLS, boys, for that wonderful, beautiful dono. Alright, let me switch it over to the PTR, and we'll just kind of hope for the best here, boys, yeah? Just gotta kind of sit here and hope for the best. My mustache all cuts off today, dude. It just doesn't want to curl on this side. It doesn't want to play nice, but we're just gonna have to work with it. Kragar to play enhancement? Kragar? I don't think so. By the way, you like my shoulders? I got some shoulders from Torghast. Video on that probably sometime tomorrow. We got the bulwark of Azanoth's shoulder. We got this skull thing. It looks kind of cool. I don't really know if I can make a Mog perfectly rounded, but it looks pretty neat. I wish I got this like in the more silver, like this side, but more silver. Pretty cool, the hub. What character was I playing last time that was doing the... I think it was Dal Spectator, right? That was able to spectate the duels. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Yo, let's see who's online, man. Let's see who's online. Do we have any groups by any chance on PTR? Or are we just kind of waiting until we have somebody on? Because again, Kreiser, Atho, they seem to have expressed interest in this. Hopefully we'll have people. Hopefully we have. We might not, but hopefully we will. And if anything, we can put some groups together if you guys are interested in it. Kreiser's want to grow up. You want to be Kreiser? That man is a beast. Yo, what's up, your host?
Your 1v1 videos fire. Keep it up, mate.
How you doing, my guy? Can we get a hashtag I if you're no host? My man. Love you, one of this fire. Keep it up, mate. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate you for the 5 bones, my guy. Thank you so much. The 5 big EU bones, boys. Hashtag I if you're no host. Show appreciation with a wonderful, beautiful donut, my man. How do you feel about 191? I don't think they got enough updates, Morgan. They've gotten some survival hunter updates, but they're so minor. We haven't seen the legendaries. We haven't seen none of it yet. So hopefully we'll see something more substantial in the future build. Also, did my... Okay, I'm gonna have to reset the bars again. Okay, I'll make these buttons on this character specific, just so I don't screw over my other characters. But I guess I just took off the key bindings off of all my tunes. So I'm gonna have to reset that up for the duels, but that's okay. Shouldn't take too bad. Kreiser's online. 5 ready to go. Oh! Kreiser already with a 5-man squad over on the PTR, boys. For all you guys popping into the chat today, we are going to be doing the duels over on the PTR. So let me pop in the duels info. Hold on. So we can do it like this. Duels on PTR today. On 9-1 PTR today. Bam. Well, that gonna be... Here we go. Okay, so I can post that, can't I? I should be able to post, right? Huh? Okay, it says apparently I have 2... Oh, okay. Okay, I have to modify this. Okay, I need to take away 12 characters from this. Okay, I had to modify the actual like spam arena, the pin message that we have usually for duels, in order to add the 9-1 duels today, just to make sure that the boys are aware. But it's exactly the same way to join in for the duels if you guys are in PTR and are interested. If you want to go through to join the duels, how to join any of the groups, this is how you do it. You hit H on your keyboard to bring up the hotkey for player versus player, or just go into the LFG window to get player versus player up and running. Go to pre-made group, custom PvP, find group, in the search tab 5, enter. Looks like we have a group over on the Horde side with ISCU. So Kreiser has a group. ISU got one going. Do we have one on Alliance, by the way? We need 3 more players? Is that on the Horde? Is that you with ISCU? Or do we have one on Alliance as well? If we have one on Alliance, let us know, guys. Let us know in the chat. Yes, I'm a cat. What's up, Isaac? How you doing, my guy? Subway and fresh? Dude, I haven't had Subway in a bit. I'm more of a Jersey Mike's my guy myself nowadays, but Subway used to be pretty decent back in the day. Get some Subway, ye. Thank you so much, guy. Appreciate it. I will with your bones, man. I will with your bones. How does that sound? With your bones, I'll get some Subway. It's been a bit since I had some. I can swap an Alley Tune. I have 1 rolling Alliance. How many people do you need more for Alliance Chicago? Because we already have a Horde group with Kreiser. We are 5. Taste? Wait. Oh, you're with Kreiser most likely, aren't you? Okay. How many people do we have on Alliance though? Your bones? Appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you, my dude. So, if we have enough people on Alliance, or if we have enough people, 4. So, Chicago has another group on Alliance, boys, it looks like. So, if you have any Alliance characters, join Chicago and we'll have 2 groups of 5. I got 5. Separate group or same as Kreiser? Same group as Kreiser? As Kreiser or different group? Seawork says he's got a group. I'm trying to find out if it's a separate one. Not with Chrysler, but we have one in tag. New group with Tasty. No way. We have 2 groups of Horde. Really? Is Chrysler Alliance? Wait, what? That's actually nutty. All right, boys. Spectator match. Apparently Chrysler and Seawork have a group on PTR. And if you can get one on Alliance too. I'm the only one in the group, so it's this whole nother group apparently. Okay, interesting. Wait, did everybody leave your group, Chicago? I'm the only one in the group. What happened? Did everybody leave your group to another group or something? Or do we just have 2 separate groups? Did everybody join Seawork group? Is he got Alliance group? Is that what's going on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm a little confused. But boys, PTR duels. You don't necessarily have to. But we got 9-1 PTR in our hands. How about we test some of the new Honor talents? Really put them through the test. Really try the new Honor talent stuff. How does that sound, boys? Technically, you guys don't have to 9-1. But if you got new Legos, you got new Honor talents, you might as well try them out, right? And then let me know in the Discord or something which Honor talents or new Legos you guys tried. Let's get Chrysler and Seawork in here first up and running for the duels. I will need to set up the keybinds, but afterwards we'll be good to go. No fresh group? Okay, sounds good. Wait, Chicago has a fresh group or no fresh group? I can't tell. Had it listed in Dungeons, lol. Oh, okay. Okay, I need to do this real quickly though. I think it's follow, right? Yes, it is. And then O and P are set. We're chilling. We're actually chilling. We're hard chilling. So Twitch. And we'll have the UI kind of disappear as the duel actually starts. Does this work properly? Yes, it does. We got it working. Awesome. Oh, Athos is Xanda. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, that is weird. We got Awesome in here. Posted a dungeon allergy. Oh, you're good. Boys, let's see some new Honor talents, man. If you guys are running new Honor talents, let me know, dude. What Honor talents are we running? But for the first duel, we have ourselves Team Atherman together with Beef Mikey. I'm guessing these guys are going to be going for that new Dispel strat. Free themites? Themies. Free themies? As a monk, did monkeys get anything good? New? I don't think they have it. Lock OP Copium as Chrysler. We got ourselves Awesome as well. Are we going to be seeing new talents, new Legos? Let me know. Deathborn on the enemy team of Alliance with M6 with Christ God. First up is going to be R and SHX. We're going to have to give you a nickname, and Tasty in there as well. So are we going to be seeing new Honor talents? That is the question. This guy's playing Frost, so already this guy's playing something different for 9-1 with Lock Copium, Chrysler as Affliction. So are we going to be seeing a Drain build out of him? I do want to hear from you guys what kind of builds they're running. A Ren, I guess we're going to call you Ren. Starting off with an Ice Wall and a Frozen Orb through the Ice Wall? Wait a second, what is that weird strat? Technically, he is able to get freebie damage onto Lock OP Copium through the Ice Wall without getting tagged. Interesting. He is running the Triple Shield Lego, so that's specific, honestly. Chicago and Alliance and Horde? Alliance. I think it's Alliance. Jesus, you're more than welcome to join them. What's up, Sam? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good day, dude. We get into PTR duels, man. It's a wonderful day, dude. It's a wonderful, beautiful day. You know what I mean? Lock Copium trying to open up with some dots. Alright, going for a big damage. Going to be shifting power off him. As Lock Copium loading up the dots on him, trying to go for Malefic Raptures. Are we going to be seeing a big drain build? Looks like he wants to go for that port. As RN trying to go for the big blasting damage with Ice Form. Minute long cooldown on that one. A minute city cooldown on that one. Is going to have quite a few dots rolling from Lock OP Copium. The dots are going to be a little bit stronger than what we were used to, because the dots have actually got beefed up slightly over on 9-1. Is that the build that Lock is playing, or our boy Cries is playing? Looks like RN unable to actually land himself a proper... Actually, I was thinking it was going for Invis, but it's actually Alter Time. Alter Time was not dispelled by the pet. Is going to go for the dispels as the shield comes up, and the Lock trying to maintain the dots on RN, who needs to get some Frostbolts in. Might as well go for Frostbolts off of the pet. Could interrupt own Frost to try to disrupt any kind of damage opportunities. Lock is going to go swinging around the corner, trying to get more dots onto RN. As the shields are down, Battle Master Trinket available. But that's going to be early ice block. Might as well go for it. So far, it looks like Lock OP, otherwise Chrysler, has been able to just maintain the dot pressure. I wonder what Lego he is playing for his build. I wonder if he's playing like a bigger dot build Lego with maybe corruption, just trying to make their dots do as much damage as possible. More to call, send at our end as the duel land. The poly is going to get CC'd for a bit. Finally able to blast some frostbolts, get himself some resources rolling. It's going to have the time, it's going to have the pillar, or not a pillar of frost, but the ice form up and running together with the rune of power. Interesting choice. Some ice lights are flying in, but I don't think those are shattered. So far his openers, his bursty damage has been just completely shut down by Lock OP. By Copium. Can I just call him Copium? It's Chrysler, like we know it's Chrysler. But his name is Copium, and every time I keep just trying to pronounce the name as is, I feel like I keep messing it up, dude. Let's also get the duels mix up and running here too. Lock OP, drain live, big damage into our end. Is he playing the big drain build though? Or is he maybe going for the instacast Shadowbolts? Because that was a playstyle. And actually could be a legitimate playstyle too. Just put the dots in, Mortal getting sent out. Because he's not playing the drain live build. So I guess he's either playing the drain soul build. So then he's playing drain life for the heal. Or the Shadowbolt instacast procs. But I don't know if that's what he's going for. Big reflect coming out for Copium. As RN trying to make again more damage happen, but so far the Warlock has been able to shut down any kind of burst opportunities from the Mage, locking him out on Frost right now. And the Mage, I think, is going to be going down to the dots. The shields do keep him alive just a hair longer. I'm swapping the wrong person. I think the left actually. Yeah, the left. They just bailed. They actually just bailed. They actually just quit. What build is Chrysler running? I'm actually wondering. What build is he running? Because you literally made a Warlock. You literally made a Frost Mage bail, dude. You made him leave. He tried to go, I think, for like a PvE-esque build. Just pop ice form and just stand there, turret you with Frostbolts, but he just couldn't deal with it, dude. I don't know what build he's running for. What build is Chrysler? Can someone check? Athament. Can you check? Peep me, let me know. Arcanosphere coming out for Deathborn. While he has the Deathborn buff available, he's going to be dodging the Arcanosphere as Deathborn got himself big damage while Deathborn is active. I don't know if he's running the Lego. He might be running the Lego for the Deathborn too. Every time you Arcane Blast, you get extra damage while your Deathborn form is active. Minimum 15. Going to be a bit of a temporal to cover a little bit of that defensiveness for Deathborn. Landing that interrupt onto Lock Opium, and it's going to be more missiles flying out. Turning those missiles onto the pet instead. Are we going to be seeing the Barrage build, or is this going to be maybe the Necrolord legendary build, where you're trying to beef up the damage? I guess the one thing we could see is if Deathborn goes for Arcane Blast, every time he blasts, he has a chance to activate Deathborn for 8 seconds or so, dodging the stun from Lock Opium. And I'm going to guess he is playing the Barrage build. He is trying to set up for another Arcanosphere, lockdown, rooted for the damage. That's going to be a Barrage together with Arcane Orb, all that damage all together. Quite a bit of burst, but without a setup with Arcane Power, it's only going to do so much. Quite a decent drain from Lock Opium. Still not sure if he's going for the Instacast Shadowbolt or just a big drain. I haven't seen a single Instacast Shadowbolt, but I would imagine that would actually be quite decent damage in PvP nowadays, since there's a conduit now that buffs the damage even further. Deathborn going for Invis, trying to land a poly, does also go for a Shimmer. And as long as he's by himself and no pets next to him, he actually might be able to get himself some food. Where is the Fellhound for Copium? Looks like he put it away. Looks like the pet actually had to go the long way around after Deathborn. Got himself quite a bit of a shield together with the Flashcraft shield. So that should maintain himself for a little bit. Trying to go for a knockback into Copium was rooted though. It's going to get the interrupt on the Nature Cast as a Night Fae ability. Tries to come out, stun onto the Mage around the corner as the dots have set in. Mortal getting set up. A Lock Copium got himself the perfect setup to get even more dots onto Deathborn. The shielding. He doesn't have the triple shield legendary role here. He's going for a more aggressive legendary, I would imagine. Still not sure what legendary he's going for. I'm guessing he's going for the one where missile set up for a pretty big barrage. It looks like it's going to be either him canceling the alter time or the pet actually removed it. Going to be Deathborn trying to see if he can remove the slows. That is going to be a Darkglade next to him, Invis, and try to get him some food ASAP. But the Darkglade doesn't actually get him a proper reset. That Invis just didn't really do what he wanted it to do. The shield for Arcane Mage is the only thing that is keeping him afloat right now. As a one defensive, might have Icebug for later. Trying to see if he can set up Arcanosphere, maybe some damage onto Lock Opium. Is going to go for the port. Does he turn around? Try to see if he can turn the Arcanosphere at the last second. but because of the Z-axis, Copium was able to avoid it. So far, the Warlock damage actually is whittling down Deathborn quite a bit, at least in comparison to the 905 duels we had. Which is why I'm wondering, like, does Affliction actually have a bit more dot pressure, a little bit more dot damage? We are at 17% dampening into this game though, but he was putting pressure on the first mage before dampening got up. And he's able to put pressure right now. Like, the damage he's doing is actually quite significant, at least in comparison to the duels of yesterday with EU and 905. In 9-1, I'm wondering if he's running like a dot focused legendary though. And he might be. He could be rolling the corruption leg. Going to be a bit of a reflect available for Locopium. Deathborn trying to make some damage happen. Going to be a fear into him. I would imagine Deathborn, when you're a big skeletal mage, I would imagine it would be like Lichborn for Death Knights, making you immune to fears because you're literally death incarnate. What is there to fear you? You are fear itself. And actually, I think that'd be kind of a cool thing for them to add for Necrolord mages. It's going to be a blink. I think with a quick invis for Deathborn, try to get himself the Lichborn, did get quite a bit of ice block recovery. So he actually can maybe stand toe-to-toe with Locopium for a little bit until the dots have set in yet again. Going to be yet another Mortal Coil trinket available for the next CC chain. As Deathborn tried to set up an Arcanosphere, no interrupt by the pen. Does miss the Arcanosphere at the last second. Just the Shimmer, I guess, tried to rotate with positionals. Maybe there was a bit of a lag or a delay on 9-1. Totally possible. But so far, Locopium is still standing still. Didn't really take the biggest blaster to it. Does go for a port. Playing very aggressively with Deathborn. Trying to see if he can remove the reflect. Tried to go for a UA. Canceled UA. Expect maybe for an intro from Deathborn. Or maybe it was an invis? No, it didn't look like it was invis, so he did try to see if he could maybe juke out a kick. I guess Omnibars are not set up for PTR duels for the time being. Shadow Fury around the corner does land a Copium pushing in, trying to get the dots, but the root is going to stop for a second. Again, still wonder what kind of build he's trying to go for. Deathborn tried to go for a setup with Arcanosphere. I think tried to go for a knockback with it. Started channel it and then let it go immediately. That's what it looked like, but I didn't really see the animation, so I wonder if it goes through. But so far, the Warlock and the Mage still tussling. UA tried to get set up with a Soul Rod for Locopium. Again, trying not to... He's really denying himself that full UA setup sometimes. Going to be a pretty big drain life. Should be able to burn through the shield pretty easily. Going to be an invis really quickly for Deathborn as the Warlock chasing after him, trying to get those dots rolling. And how much pressure all those dots doing. Interrupted on Arcane, the dots have set in. The Slime Shield does actually give an extra survivability for Deathborn, but a 31% dampening 10 minutes into the game. Only so much you can do with it. Arcanosphere, no more interrupt available. Locopium does take the damage from the sphere. Not the biggest damage, and Deathborn didn't go for the biggest damage possible with the Arcane power either. I guess just the positional just wasn't really worth it, so you'd rather just wait for another setup later. Invis does get away scot-free without any dots, and should be able to get himself some food, going for Fleshcraft instead. Does not get interrupted. Locopium is at least able to get some dots in there. And that's going to be a port right on top of Deathborn Mortal Coil. That's when the big haze buff does get interrupted on UA. They're going to be maybe touching the Magi. Denied touching the Magi with the interrupt with a Fell Puppy and Locopium. Just not a lot of... I actually could go for mobility. He is a Night Fae. He could have just ported over. Or soul-shaped over. We're going to be poly spam from Deathborn. Trigger for Locopium. Fear comes out. Deathborn doesn't have a trigger for it. Locopium trying to go for Shadow Bolts. Is that going to be enough damn? I think Shadow Bolt actually chunked him out a little bit. All the time trying to see if he can survive. It looks like the Warlock dots have set in. I would like to see if the Shadow Bolts themselves would actually be more damage than they normally are. M6 charging in with an immediate succubus swap for Locopium to get seduction on him. Is going to be a UA rolling. Does have the Storm Bolt, but the portal and the gateway comes out for Locopium. That's going to be the night of the Ventier portal setup for M6 though. Slowed down to smithereens. Does get the Blaze Storm rocket though to try to immune the Mortal Coil. Staying on top of Locopium as best as he can. Wall is up. Does reflect one of the Malefic Raptors, but that's about all he can really do. Shadow Bolt's coming out for the Warlock, but the massive healer for M6, even at this high dampening of 41 with the Enrage regen, is still going to maintain him for a bit. That was quite a bit of burst from Locopium though. I think it was a full Dark Glare too. So he actually has the Dark Glare and Dark Soul stability desynced a little. But the dots have set in. The Succubus contributed to that pain. M6 does have some opportunity to heal himself a little bit. That is also going to be a little bit of damage offset to ignore pain. That's a pretty big drain at this low health. And the Stormbolt, it's the only thing he has left with the Rally Cry as a last ditch effort. But I think as soon as the Rallying Cry falls off, it's going to be over. Locopium just needs to wait out long enough. Just let the dots set in. Let the Rallying Cry fall off. Reflect is up. Does reflect the Shadow Bolt back. but then the dots just eat them up as the health just decreases. And Tasty is the last one left. It looks like everybody else DC'd or bailed or AFK'd long enough so the game kicked them out. Kind of unfortunate. Well, what can you do? Flashcard is going to be so good in 9-1? I believe so too. My MS 600, it auto-canceled my sphere. That's actually super unfortunate. Yo, that MS is kind of... Is AU getting like better MS than NA today? Because normally NA has decent MS, but 600 is a ton. 600 is a bit. What's up, letting Locks go first? Yo, Otis just hates Warlocks, man. Yeah. Affliction Warlocks, they're normally like a really big, beefy, dueling beast. Normally, I'm actually surprised at the damage that Lock Opium was able to get up. Because literally, we had a duel yesterday in the patch 905 on the EU. And Chrysler, who is Lock Opium, Lock OP Copium. I'm not getting the full name, but it's okay. He was playing Affliction, and even against a random boomkin. Wait, is it stuck in place? Wait, the totem comes down. Actually can't go anywhere. It's actually booping him back in. I don't think it does damage to him, but it does allow Tasty to keep Locopium in place. That totem, big Earthshock by Tasty, doing quite a bit of damage. Locopium actually have to pop defensives here. That's going to be a full Battle Master Tricky going to use. Tasty gets locked out on nature, or maybe fire, but is able to get the shadow damage in with a primordial. Big damage set up right after. That totem actually stopped Locopium in place. Trying to go for Drain Life on the pet of Tasty with a fear to follow. Shadow Fear around the corner. Does Tasty get clapped? He does. Going to be a full UA. Is going to rotate from Fire Ellie into the Earth Ellie though to have an extra defensive. The dots are on Tasty right now. Healing Surges are up. Could go maybe interrupt those healing surges. The Slime Shield is going to allow Tasty just a little bit of extra defense. And Copium does need to go for a good setup with his full dots. It's going to be banished for the pet. Tasty made sure to get a wall as the pet goes for a banish to make sure he gets the full value of the wall. Mortal Coil getting sent. That's going to be actually the pet going for the stun to disrupt the cast from Lock Opium. Not an interrupt, but at least a stun to disrupt him. Tasty does get interrupted on nature. Does have shadow damage, does have fire damage, has lightning in his hands. Once you go for big damage, it's going to be a reflect. Lock Opium goes for a drain on Kevin the slime, or Kevin's slime, the spawn of Kevin. Every time Tasty uses the primordial bolt, there is a soulbind. Oh! Look at this! Locopium actually couldn't go into the totem. That actually created line of sight, kept pushing him out from the side, so he has nowhere to go on that side of the pillar. That's actually a very interesting way of doing it. The dots though are pretty massively set in on Tasty, getting interrupted as he's trying to get himself a heal. Wall is having to be used at super low health. The dots are still ticking in. The pet is still attacking. A Mortal Coil does disrupt his cast. I think it's going to be over. I don't really know what else they can do. Fleshcraft does come out. Wait, Fleshcraft can actually give him a bit of a chance here. Going to be full, more dots set up. Locopium does get interrupted on something. Not Shadow. So it looks like he got interrupted on Nation with a Soul Rod. The dots are up. The Reflect is up. It looks like Locopium taking him out. Full Reflect, full everything. Huh. We just had a duel on EU with a Chrysler playing Affliction. And Affliction in 905 was not able to really duel. He did something different. He didn't go for like a Shadow Bolt build, so maybe it's a legendary change. So they did buff Warlocks a little bit, though they nerfed him, I think for PvE purposes. But then they gave him like some different things, like they swapped out a talent for Dark Glare being a 2-minute baseline instead of Talented. So you get Dark Glare more often. Your dots for like, I think Corruption and Agony both got increasing damage. So it should be a little bit more damage over time. It won't be better than the Drain build that they do for PvE, but it might end up being better for PvP. And is that what we saw just now? I actually wonder what Lego he ran, or if he ran like a different Lego to try to squeeze out more damage. Chrysler, what'd you run, dude? If you could link it a disc, man, just so I can see your build. I'm actually interested. Chicago got a group. We can get Chicago versus Chrysler or Seavark, whoever's ready, boys. Yo, Seavark and everybody else who's having any kind of MS issues, it's PTR. Not much we can do about it. Hopefully the servers let up a bit and everybody's able to get stuff done. Is it me or is the PTR super laggy? Don't ever press button and don't do anything sometimes. My MS and PTR is actually 81 to 55. So I wonder maybe if certain servers are completely, but me and Tasty have hella MS. Yeah. I was playing same build as Retail, same leggy. I was playing Shadow Bolt Conduit. But you didn't really get to use Shadow Bolt that often. I wonder if you go for the Nightfall procs, it might be better. Yeah, I wonder if you want to play Nightfall procs, Chrysler. Because how much damage do the Shadow Bolts do? Like the couple Shadow Bolts you get to cast there, do you have details running to see how much damage they did? Because I think that could be pretty interesting. Just in terms of raw damage. Try Nightfall with it next time. We can get Chicago against versus Chrysler if Chrysler has the same group. Warlocks and John Cena WoW right now. I don't know. Affliction in PvP. Do you guys think Affliction Warlocks for 1v1s busted? Or nah? Because you guys, if you were there for the duels yesterday with Affliction Warlock, like Destro, Demonology, different story. Affliction, that's the spec in particular. Not for 2v2s, 3v3s, 1v1s. If you guys were there for the duels yesterday, do you think they're busted? Do you agree with Odison or nah? I mean, they can't lose to any caster. Just by mobility alone and the pet interrupt. Maybe that could be it, yeah. It's just I feel like their dots on live are pretty low impact. And I felt like he had a bit more pressure in night one. Maybe it's just the classy verse, maybe it was the boomy that made the dots feel weaker than they normally are on live. But it felt like he had a lot more pressure before the dampening pulse got in. Busted? Warlocks are OP? Yo, this guy's like, yo, nerf those guys. F them. Yo, Chrysler, let me know if you got a group, my guy. Let's go. I'm trying to get a group up and running. Chrysler, Seawork, if you guys got a 5-man, let me know and we'll cue you guys in. Stop letting Chrysler, you mean. Yeah, it's just Chrysler, dude. It's Chrysler. Well, what about Yasu from yesterday? Yasu was doing quite insane damies as a demonology yesterday. Just the rotting, no other caster can do anything, plus is the best possible map. Need one alley. Fair enough, fair enough. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Cry's been a celebrity at this point. Yo, everybody knows him. Everybody knows Tasty. Seamark is celebrity on this channel too. You know what I mean? Jesus, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Hope you find a group. Warlock is them bones now, dude. I do wonder, yo, Chrysler, do you have like a details breakdown of your damage from that duel? In terms of dots? Or did like it feel, do dots feel any better this patch? Because again, technically the dots did get buffed slightly for Warlocks in 9.1 PTR so far. Slightly. But I wonder if like those slight buffs contribute towards it, or is it just like, just the map and the classiverse was literally the only reason. I guess we'll see with the next few duels, right? Chrysler says ready, let's get him with Chicago in. Chrysler and Chicago. And as soon as Seaver got 5-man, we'll try to get him versus Chicago or Chrysler, either way. Whoever's ready. We'll try to give you guys some variety so you're not facing the same people over and over. But yeah, we'll try to give you guys as much variety as we can. What's up, Dizzy? How do you, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. Flashcard, yeah, Flashcard should be pretty good. Hopefully MS isn't an issue again, by the way, boys. Nothing I can do about MS. My MS for me is 80 to 70. You can see it on the stream right here. So for me, it's not really doing anything crazy. Crasbad versus Method EU. Method? Crasbad, do you think you could take on Method, all of Method EU? Is that what we're asking? Crasbad, one-man army versus a full competitive WoW esport team? Is that what you call it? Is that the official title? One man versus an army. Yeah, I think that'll be fair. Gonna be running deep elemental shoulder guards with cast a storm strike. Interesting. And season wins. Oh, Rikyu. Okay, I can do that. Interesting. Something wrong. It's all good. We'll get you versus Chrysler versus Chicago again. Hopefully we got them. Was it? Yes, it should work. Hopefully. Nerds, that's what you call them. I guess that's a fair point. I guess if you are sitting and spending like I guess that is their job, but yeah, that's a fair, yeah, I guess we just call it nerds. Yeah, that seems fair. Okay, boys. Switch. Hopefully we'll see the Paladins actually play, because they got some buzz, but we got Athaman yet again. Beefy, we got ourselves. Free, we got Lago Copium, which is Chrysler and Asuma. I'm just gonna call you Copium, dude. Oh, it's the team 2. We hopefully will get the 5th in, but we got us as Dane as a Beastmaster. 100 haven't gotten too many changes except for survival. We got us as Subways again. Oh, Assas, they did get changes. Actually, all rogues got changes. Yandex in here as well. We got ourselves DV Procs also is yet another Assas. And Chicago, what's up, fam? And Chicago says he's running the new Interrupt Honor talent, where for Shamans, it's all 3 specs. When you interrupt a spell cast, you actually take less damage from that cast. And with Chrysler going Destro, oh, that's going to be a little bit tougher. But he's back to that Destro. Subway's going to be first up. Subway, eat fresh. Wait, does that say Subway from before? Subway in the chat? Subway, eat flesh, since he was an undead with cannibalize. Gonna be a sap, want to free them. Free themies? I'm just gonna call you Free. Free Themies. Monks didn't get anything new, did they? I'm actually excited. What would monks get? I was talking with my guildies, and I feel like all monks right now play that Zoen legendary, and it's like, I feel like the only way they're gonna get any leg of variety is if they nerf that legendary. And I was talking to some monks in the guilds, and I'm like, you know what? I'm actually gonna guess the idea. Big damage on the whoa! Huh? I mean that's Windwalker damage, but Jesus. Wait, did he do anything different, or was that just a Oh, free the mice. Free the maestro? Crusader? That's what it is. Oh. I didn't even realize. Damn. Well, they were designed the birds, dude. He did it for the maestro. Did it for Crusader. Wait, why is Crusader? Is he banned? What did he do? Gonna be a trap down for free? Is gonna get a roll in. Danny, trying to see if he can cut him out. Trying to avoid the damage out of this man. Dude, that was actually a nutty burst. Banned on Twitch? Aw, why did you get banned on Twitch? What did he do? What did he do? Did he do something bad? Or is he just was his regular self and people didn't like that? Because he is pretty intense. I'd say it's a fair point. It's going to be Danny taking lots of damage from free though. Turtle Shell available. Needs to go for a bit of a heal. Dora Shadow's trying to come out. Does he have the pets that have leech? Because if he does, just putting up a heal on those pets is quite huge. Free though, looking to get himself another kill with a big old kicks. Well, there it is. Yandex gonna be up next, playing the Draenei as Alliance, not playing the Worgen this time. Trying to get the pets up and running onto free. Is gonna get himself Fleshcap, says the monk does get to get away. So we're chilling out, boys. Chilling out until the monk decides he actually wants to fight. Actually just checking out with the pets. And did monks get any new changes at all? Am I missing something? Or did they actually get nothing new so far? Chat, help me out here, dudes. Help me out. Yo, Amir, my man. How you doing, my dude? Love you, dog. Thank you guys for entertaining. Yo, Amir, can we get a hashtag Amir chat? There's gonna be another one. I just was thinking a dono, and Yandex went down to free. Well, monks look really strong in 9.1. They haven't gotten any updates, but they got some bug fixes. Well, what bugs did they fix? Did they have like a bug that they didn't know damage? Now they do. They got bug fixes. Damn. What is there like a bug? Is this guy using one of the new changes they've gotten, or is that just monk damage being monks? Because these guys, I don't think have gotten a real like tuning pass in 9.1 so far. Gonna be DV up next. He's gonna play the Shiv setup where he's trying to reduce the healing of free. Free had some with an incap into a leg sweep. Might have trinket it. Last time the rogue didn't trinket. He paid the ultimate price, and DV is gonna trinket out of it. Get himself a bit of a reset. It doesn't look like DV has a trinket, but he definitely does. He just doesn't show up in the UI, so just add like an extra 2-minute timer on that trinket, because we just don't see it for now. DV isn't able to get himself a proper reset. Does go for the blind to get a reset onto free. Or maybe he was hoping to get something out of him. Does go for the cheap shot into an ambush, go road to follow. And maybe if he can get himself a big shiv, free will have a hard time healing himself. Looks like the shiv did not go out, because that would be a 40% DR. And DV, I do wonder what kind of honor talents he is running, if he is even running the Shiv Lego or Shiv honor talent. Or what kind of legacy he's running for that matter too. I'm actually interested. Might go for a Shadow Step setup. Does go for this one to free, except against monks, it doesn't really do much. A little bit on Forge. Getting a shot onto free. Does go for an incap to fall. It is going to be an immediate karma as the vendetta is rolling for the rogue. Has a clock of shadows for karma. Evasion for the monk. Damage. Trying to throw him the spikes. And that's going to be some Jade Lightning back for the monk as the karma is still rolling. And DV is going to have to get himself a full reset, while free is still looking A-OK, looking healthy for now. Trying to see maybe if he catches the rogue. The rogue does catch a restart. Trying to see if he can AoE him out. And looks like some kind of dots are still rolling on him. I'm guessing with a spike. You would think the spike would actually... Is he still dotted? No, he's not anymore. So somebody had him dotted for a second. I wonder if it was a spike. Gonna check him out for DV, expecting free to maybe trinket it. Is gonna hit him with a spike, build some common points. Gonna be a dragon kick as the monk is looking to catch up to DV. Does he have a trinket? He does not, it looks like. Looks like Free's trying to make the damage happen. Big Fist of Fury. Whirling Dragon Punch. DV does live for a second. Actually committed a full touch of death into the guy. Wait, the whole enemy team of Team 2. I've just gotten dismembered by this monk. So far, this man is just doing... Monks haven't really gotten updates at all, but it looks like they're still pretty damn strong for 9.1. I need to go back to the PTR notes to see what bugs they fixed for them. Like, was there any actual bugs that have to do with damage? I wonder. Chicago gets Ascendance immediately into Asunder onto free. As he's playing the Ascendance Legendary, gonna have to maybe go for a while here, try to get himself a heal. No Maelstrom available, needs Maelstrom right now. Free action might just end him. The healing surges are coming through, needs Maelstrom, but he's in such a bad spot, just can't generate any. It looks like free take him out. I think Chicago just fell behind in health so quickly, didn't have the Maelstrom, had to just start spamming heals. And then free still has pretty decent damage. I'm not sure what happened. But free just went for 1v5 1v1. I wonder what kind of updates these guys are gonna get. I mean, if people were worried about monks not being good in 9-1, I don't think you should be worried just yet. Although, the damage they did to the rogues, that was kind of nutty. But I guess it's not unusual compared to the current patch. I wonder what changes they're gonna get in 9-1, because I haven't got touched. I do wonder if they'll ever be able to play other Legos besides the Zoan Lego, because I think at least in PvE, that one's really strong. That first Stormstrike give a sentence, I did see that. That was very interesting. It also did give you lots of bursts with the Ascendance like AoE blast that it came with too. That was pretty interesting. Alrighty boys, let's get another one up in here. I guess we go Chicago versus Seawork, right? Since Cryzo's team, I mean they're just Cryzo and Atha, dude, they're just blasting. It was at 6, 7, 8? No, it's BTRSL. That's what I need to name it as. 7. There we go. Now free versus Cryzbad, we can get him in there, dude. Actually, they're on the same team. I don't think we'll be able to play one another. Let's go Seavark and Chicago. And then we'll start queuing whoever's ready, dude. First come, first serve, whether it's Cryzo, whether it's Seavark, whether it's Chicago. We'll just start mass queuing you guys, spam queuing you. UMS is PTR and stream is 70 at normal times. For US, it's 150. Is it really? I guess 150 isn't the worst though. Like, there are players that play at 150 and above MS regularly for PvP. Like, it's just something you got to get used to, right? It's like the timing of abilities and certain rotational abilities you'll just have to do differently. It's very similar to me when I played on EU during Legion. Like as Rogue, it is totally possible. It is totally viable. It just, you have to adjust the way you use abilities. Oh, DV trying to outlaw? Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Laco Copium. Yeah, I keep messing up that name 100% though, dude. Is that what you changed your name to now, Chrysler? Is Laco Copium? First one since half a year. What's up, Fortune? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Was that you just now? With free? Been a while, my guy. Does Shilpa still come in with Frost DK? Yeah, he does. Maybe we'll see Shilpa today if he's around. We'll see though. I do need to go back and look at the patch notes from monks. Did they actually get nothing so far? Which? We got ourselves Arash as a unholy DK. Wait, is this A-bomb? Is this A-bomb? Because I think I've seen that mog and I've seen that haircut together, and that's an unholy DK. Makes me think of A-bomb immediately. Danny gonna be first up as a BM Hunter. Gonna be pet class versus pet class of the bat. As Arash actually getting quite a bit of damage. Oh, what? I'm not sure what killed him. I'm actually not sure what killed him. But look at that slime, dude. He's got like a helm. He's got the, look at that helmet he's got going on. That's a lot of pets, by the way. He's got slimes. He's got undead. A-boss. Look at that. He's got a bone for a weapon. He's got a bone to pick with you. Gonna be Subways. Open it up as an assassination rogue with a Garrote versus Arash. No trinket available for the death area right now. Flagellation rolling on the DK. He's gonna go for AMS to deal with some of that shadow damage. Does still have a lot of defenses and actually turned damage around onto Subways. What did he do to the guy? Gonna be disarmed by a sub-rogue. Arias actually losing a lot of health. I guess he had a lot of health to work with when maybe a Battle Master trinket. But as soon as that thing fell off, all the barred health just disappeared. Even through AMS and everything. That's actually kind of unfortunate. Subways did disarm him for a last second. But the DK did do quite a lot of damage to the rogue. I do wonder what he did to him. Someone's trying to see if he can get maybe a bit of an Auto versus Tasty. You're just waving like, hey, hi, Auto, but you stay over there. You're probably going to think, you know, if the rogue way walks any closer, I'm going to hit him with a lasso, dude. Subways, though, playing with this arm, not going to help him out too much versus Tasty, but against the team of melee, which is Christ God M6, as well as the DK, that is not a bad choice, and does give the rogue a little bit extra CC opportunity. Subways, though, kind of waiting it out. Also, did I see a Tricks of Trade on top of you? Is DV giving you a Tricks of Trade or something? Is that what's going on? Or is he giving Tricks of Trade to somebody else? I thought I saw a Tricks of Trade for a second. The thing is, Tricks of Trade, I don't think Thick as Thieves works unless, like, whoever, like, let's say DV give him the buff with Tricks. It won't actually give him the buff unless DV gets in combat. And, like, the threat starts getting redirected to Subways, and then the damage starts getting redirected. Subways, though, got pretty high MS. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a bit of lag. And actually gets caught out in the open, and that's gonna be Tasty just blasting him. But Subways actually just can't play the game. I clicked Tricks by accident? Oh, okay, that's fine, that's fine. I wonder if somebody was trying to maybe cheese Tricks damage or something. Subways, though, is just... Is he back? Is he back? He's walking up to Tasty. I think he's back. I think he's good. I'm not sure what's going on. Lagged out? Are you good? You good? If you're back, man, then you're good. Or if you want to maybe go last and let someone else play while you regen health, I guess that could be an option. Or if you decided just to play, that's perfectly up to you too. And you guys actually can see this, even though we are getting a bit of a lag issues. Subways in the shield that he's getting every time he restelts, it does not last long at all. It's only like 4 seconds while in stealth, so rogues are not going to have that reset capability nearly as much as they would want to. Gonna be a Subways open up with a Goro, Tasty with Light Lasso. I don't know if Subways even has the health to survive this. And I think even Frostshock almost took him out. Vanish comes out. I think he does have a Flame Shock. The Flame Shock gets him out, or at least something gets him out. Actually, I think he just pressed evasion. I don't think he meant to press evasion. I think that's what got him out of stealth. I don't think Tasty even had a Flame Shock on him. Chicago is going to be up next. Enhanced with Shaman. Are we still trying that Ascendance playstyle? Chicago, are we still trying Ascendance? Because I don't think you need to have Ascendance as a talent in order to be able to use Ascendance Legendary. But that should be interesting versus Tasty. Especially if he is still rolling that Interrupt on a talent. For Enhanced, Ellie, as well as Resto. When you interrupt a cast, let's say a Fire spell, then for 20 seconds you take 20% less damage from fire spells. Which is a very, very interesting on a talent. Which could be pretty good. Since Shaman interrupts, at least the silence effect, the kick itself, blocks out enemies for only 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds, it could go back and blast you with fire spells, frost spells, whatever you interrupted, and you'll actually have a DR from it. Which is not terrible. On paper, it doesn't seem bad. There was a bit of an argument like, well, you gotta lock him out. Wait, trade transfusion? Oh, interesting. Trying to wombo combo Tasty. I was just thinking he would just go for a bit of a setup. I didn't realize he was just going to go try big fetch transfusion. Tasty was quick on a draw though. Knocked him out of it immediately. Chicago was maybe a little bit too close for the knockback. If only he wasn't, it would have been a good spot. There's going to be an extra slime available for Tasty from his Primordial. He's going to trap Chicago around the corner. Actually can't leave behind the pillar. Has to fight Tasty or try to see if he can just somehow hug around like a pixel or something. Big damage on Chicago. I want to use wall here. Is going to have to use all that Maelstrom in order to start heal themselves up ASAP. Will not be able to have the full Fate Transfusion yet. Did go for a Feral Charge, missing the Sunder by a hair. Does interrupt Tasty on Nature Cast with that Hex. So if Tasty does go with any Lightning Bolts, he will deny the damage from that. But that means he actually will get a free Hexes. That's actually really unfortunate. For Chicago, I think it's better actually to interrupt him on fire, so the majority of the Tasty's damage just doesn't follow through. And that kind of comes in the holes with the legendary a bit. Tasty setting up for a Primordial. Maybe Chicago can interrupt it. Does get the interrupt. That's going to be a lasso. Going to take the full damage of the lasso. But the Lava Burst afterwards shouldn't do as much damage as long as he's running down a talent. Unless the thing isn't working. Which could be a possibility. Tasty going for a knockback. Trying to see if he can bait an interrupt. Is going to try to see if he can bait a Hex out. Try to go for Lava Burst after. Chicago does catch up some line of sight. I guess it is possible that maybe the honor talent just doesn't work because those Lava Bursts look like they're hurt. It didn't look like he had a 20% DR from fire damage. It looked like those Lava Bursts are just punishing you either way. Did he disappear for a second? What did that happen? What was that just now? What was that for a second? What was that? That was interesting. Also, I wonder if anybody got like an honor talent on a PvP trinket for maybe their weekly box. Because if you have a weekly box waiting for you for PvP stuff. Oh, look at Tasty dropping down the tournament, keeping Chicago at bay. But I was just wondering if anybody got from the weekly box if they copy the character with Rick rewards. The new PvP trinket, the stun. It's like a 3-second stun while you channel it, kind of like a lasso minus the damage that it does. I always gotta wonder, like, if anybody wants to try that trinket, if anybody has one. Chicago by now should probably have full Fate Transfusion. That's gonna be a lasso as well as a knockback that Chicago does not have to deal with. If they can somehow get a stun onto Tasty, they would be in a good spot. Tasty trying to deny any kind of potential Fate Transfusion onto Chicago, going for stuns, as Tasty finds himself kind of low in health. Trying to go for a hex on Tasty. If Chicago can only go for a stun on Tasty or go for a transfusion, they'll be in a great spot. Trying to go for a stun. Tasty is going to have a wall. Fate Transfusion comes out, is going to be able to drain him. Trying to see if he can drain him as much as possible. And I think technically Tasty should have been drained, but maybe the wall reduced the majority of that damage. It looked like your health just wasn't going anywhere. Maybe the circle that leaves you, like a death and decay circle, maybe it's smaller than you think. Somebody dropping down Counter-Strike Totem. Looks like it was Chicago dropping it down. Tasty keeping Chicago out the open, no away from Pillar. Gonna be lighting lasso, dropping down meteors on him. Whoa! Yo, that totem is actually quite huge. Divapox actually opened it up very out of position. Normally we want you guys starting in the room, but I guess I decided, you know what? Breaking the rules, breaking the law as an outlaw rogue. I'm an outlaw, I don't follow your rules. So a bit unfortunate. But it doesn't look like Tasty is really too bothered by it. Big zabs by Tasty. Divapox has to go for Cloak of Shadows. Blind on Tasty, does not have a trinket for it. Maybe he could send the pet in, looks like the pet dissipated. So Divapox should be able to get himself a first aid. Even though technically Divapox did get himself a really early opener, Tasty does not come out of stealth with that Earthquake though. Gonna be a trinket for DV with a Vanish. This is looking for a bit of a reset. Flame Shocks are gonna keep him out of stealth. No longer do rogues have that full dominance of just staying in stealth the whole time. And with DV, if you haven't channeled Fleshcraft, might be a good idea. Actually, with Fleshcraft, can you still stay in stealth? I feel like Fleshcraft might still allow you to have a shield while staying in stealth. I feel like that might still let you play. What describes about I'm here for that dude? He was there last duel, man. We'll probably get him in the next one. Most likely we'll get him in the next one. Tasty, getting hit with a sab. DV does get himself a reset. Does he have dots on him? Am I seeing the shield shrink with dots? I don't think I am. It looks like he doesn't have dots anymore. I was thinking maybe, I was wondering like if Fleshcraft would let you stay in stealth. And if it does, the Necrolord Rogue might be the way to go. Jizzy Seed, super unfortunate. Super unfortunate Subway. Fidget Fusion feels like it got nerfed compared to live. Yeah, it either feels like it didn't do as much damage as it should, or maybe the hitbox for it on the ground is actually smaller than the visual. It looks like DV actually just walked out of that totem. What is going on? He literally just walked out of it. The static charge totem, or whatever it's called. Gouge onto Daisy. Does he have maybe a kidney shot to follow up? Does have a kidney shot with a mark for death ready. Looks like he's slowed down though. Looks like the puddle on the ground slowed him quite a bit. That's a little unfortunate. Daisy does have a new Soulbind passive, where he does have a slow that can drop. Sap onto Tasty, it is the yard, but does allow Divapox to at least get a reset out of it. And it does make me wonder what Untalents is DV playing, because there are some that are all about staying in combat. There's one for evasion, which isn't good against a caster. There is one for extra stamina, and that one's good as long as you continue staying in combat. So it's all about not catching restells, but against Tasty, that might be a little rough. And then there's also self-heal one that gives you extra healing from your sippy cup. Together with the stam one, you would imagine they'd be really, really good. 4 out of 4, it sounds good, Chrysler. We'll get you in here, man. I did okay, Subway. You'll get a plenty of chance to play again, my guy. Don't worry about it. Flash cut for Tasty, DV just going out. Does he just give up? I think he just gives up. It looks like he maybe just gives up. Yeah, I think he just gave up. Maybe he ran it wrong on a channel or something. Rest in peace. Yandex is going to be up next and last one on Team 2. To try to see if you can make some work here. Flashcraft is up. Playing that Unholy, not doing Frost, huh? I wonder if he's going for the DK Legendary, by the way. The grippy hand one. Because that did get updated. Every time he grips the enemy in, it makes him take 10% more damage. And I think there's the the hand itself lasts longer, so it could be pretty good. That's going to be a grip for Yandex. Does hit the grounding totem though, so Tasty doesn't go anywhere. So Yandex is going to have to chase after him. Tasty avoiding these zombies as well as Yandex quite well. Decided, you know what, I'd rather deal with Yandex than the big old A-bomb. Yandex dropping down Abomination's limb though. Plenty of A-bomb plays. Is going to have multiple grips on Tasty, so that should be 10% damage increase every time he does grip Tasty in, but also going to work on the elemental as well. Trying to see if he can just walk Tasty, but the slows had it completely almost rooted to the ground. Tasty got a whole army of the dead chasing after him, but got plenty of pressure onto Yandex. Should have plenty of healing kill surges though. At 43% dampening, Yandex trying to avoid him as best as he can, doing whatever he can just to stay alive. Lichborn is up. More chain of ice for Tasty. Does have the slime just kind of spitting acid at him. Swapping ropers. I'm sorry about that one, boys. And Yandex is gonna get caught out with a totem, dude. That totem is actually so good, just to keep players in place, at least for 1v1s. Try to go for a knockback Yandex, but the last of those is over. I was talking to the wrong people at the end. I'm so sorry, boys, but Tasty with that totem, dude. Just keeping everybody in place, just has the ultimate control. This thing is actually pretty good. You can swap to swords mid-game. Wait, what? I was running 2 daggers as outlaw with this ass legendary. Oh. That's unfortunate. Yeah, you can actually swap the swords in game. DK no damage Sag. I think maybe he would have had an easier time if the game wasn't super high into dampening at the beginning. Or into dagger sass ledger as outlaw. Fair enough, fair enough. Was it the Doomblades legendary? Or there's a bit of a stream delay, so by the time I see a message and by the time you see me read on stream and respond to it, there's a slight delay. But I read it as soon as you typed it. The only last part I saw you right during the duel is click trick by accident, not running the talent. Doomblade? Yeah, that's not gonna much for Outlaw. It's okay, you'll have another chance, my guy. That's unfortunate though. That's unfortunate. Technically, Outlaw did have a build back in BFA where you had a double dagger with just slice and dice, and there was a Azurite trait for it. But then they nerfed that to all the way down as much as it could. So then it became less good, but it was like a 2-button build. Just send a strike, a slice and dice. It was actually doing pretty good. Should we go again? Yeah, we can throw you again at him and see work. If Kreisbad has a group, or maybe if Chicago wants to again, we can go again, boys. And hopefully it won't have any kind of DCs or lag, because that does, when that happens, that is super unfortunate, man. That is super unfortunate. But we can go again. Whoever's ready, Kreiser, Chicago, Seavark, we can go again. How DK's doing 2v2s? They're not bad, I'd say. I love Chicago, so 2 free slots. Really? Okay, unfortunate. Got 5? Cool. So is Kreiser or if Chicago gets a 5-man, we'll just give you guys immediately. Is he ever going to play more Arcane? Or are we going to see some Frost out of Seawork as well? Because I wouldn't mind seeing some Frost. Also, Monk updates patch 9.1. Wow, Monk. Monk class changes for 9.1. What did monks get? Damage taken reduced for Brewmaster. That's nothing new. They got some mystery or monk buffs with honor talents. Some new honor talents for Brewmaster. Yeah, Windwalker actually got nothing new, so they're just doing good from the last year. I'm trying to do the Deathbone Sphere one-shot, but I'm fighting Affliction Locks and all the DKs is about to pull it off. Yo, if you want to keep trying that, man, I say keep going. I say keep trying. I believe. Hope everyone's having a good day. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. I'm a little bit hungry. I didn't really have. I had way early over lunch today, so I'm actually kind of hungry today, boys. I probably should have had something to eat before stream. But we're gonna hold in, dude. We're gonna tough it out. Any flash card changes? Nothing new as of right now. Affliction's still good. It looks like it's maybe a little bit better for duels. At least dot base damage might be better. Maybe it's too early of a call, but Kreiser played it in 9.05 yesterday on EU, and Affliction just wasn't really doing the damage that he wanted it to, like at least until higher dampening. But here, it looked like it was actually doing quite a bit of pressure. I mean, maybe it's just he was running into mages and maybe they're just a hard counter for mages. Maybe that's why it's doing better. But it looked like he was doing a bit more damage just with dots alone. But I don't know if he was ran any. He said he didn't run any new legendary. He ran the exact same stuff he runs on retail, but I don't really know what he runs on retail. But if he runs the corruption Lego, that would be pretty good. Sending virtual slices, yo, I'd love a pizza slice right now, dude. Any kind of food just to put some in my belly. Chrysler, are we ready? Do we have a 5-man, or are we still trying to get 4 out of 5? I don't know if he just wrote ready here or if that was from earlier. It's literally impossible for Mage to break Warlock half a brain. Oh, so this is actually a hard counter. Fair enough. We'll just have to get more duels in 1v1. Okay, fair enough. Because I didn't know if it was just maybe just a favorable matchup or Affliction does more damage. I was kind of hoping there's Affliction with some dot and create. Like, Kazagadi did get buffed, Corruption did get buffed, and if you're running that Corruption Lego for 20% more damage on top of already the buff Corruption damage, I was kind of crossing my fingers like maybe they do a bit more sustain in PvP. It's impossible for Rogue to kill someone with a trinket. Wait, you mean with a CC breaker trinket or Chicago 4 out of 5? What about Chrysler? I see him right and ready, but I don't know if it's already from before or if it's already from recently. How we doing with group fam? I'm just gonna ask him, see if he's actually ready or not, because I don't know if that ready was from before or if that's a recent ready. 4 out of 5. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go again. K, sounds good. I can run Necrolord Feral if you want to, man. Necrolord Feral is pretty good right now. Necrolord Feral and Druids did get a new Lego, but I don't think that will work well in PvP. Is the swarm splitting thing, which is a cool Lego to make that legendary more AoE focused. I just don't know if it'll be enough to make that ability better for AoE. I feel like you got other. Maybe it'll be okay actually. Well, maybe it'll be okay. Well, maybe it'll be fine. Well, maybe it'll be. Could it be? I feel like it just has too much of a ramp up. I feel like if you gave it 2 charges, it'd be a whole nother story. Whole different story. Also, what if they took that ability off GCD? That'd be interesting too. I think it'd be busted for PvP, but for PvE, it'd be great. Go to Chicago, go to Kaiser. That works out for me, man. That works out for me. So everybody can get a body in. Because Kaiser just needs one more. So we're gonna throw whoever is ready first against Seavark. So whoever writes to me Chicago or Kaiser that they got a 5 out of 5, we're just gonna throw them against Team Seavark. Because Team Seavark got a chance to play fully once, and then the monk gotta sell the show. You know what I mean? But yeah. Ooh. Same though, Holy DK BM Hunter literally impossible. Is it just the pets, I guess? Or maybe it's the utility the pets give, right? Like the stuns with the pets, the interrupts with the pet, the I guess sack for Hunter, the range stun, or maybe just the constant pressure. 5 out of 5, perfect. We got us as Chrysler, I think, versus Seavark, since Chrysler whispered first. If Chicago's ready afterwards, and from here we're gonna kind of just go with the first come first serve. The first 2 people that say that they're ready, we're gonna throw you guys against one another. So whenever you're ready, let me know and we'll just throw you against one another. Especially whisper me once we get out of arena. I think I'm a queue again. That didn't seem to work this time. Maybe it'll work this time. Actually, Chrysler Field Sag. Oh, it's okay, Isaac. You might have to rotate people out. Did it work this time? I hope it worked. Maybe. Pipega class. Actually, Pipega class, dude. Actually, Pipega. What Lego are you running? Templar Verdict? You don't want to try the Kyrian Lego? I would imagine that would be busted good with the... You're not even trying the new honor talent. Pipega, is he in the group? Yo, Pipega, why don't you go craft the Kyrian Lego? I think that would be interesting. If one of you guys want to try it. By the way, we had Paladins on both Team Chrysler as well as Team Athon. Neither of them got to try any Legos. We haven't even seen if they tried the new Lego at all, dude. I would imagine that self-dispel Lego, as long as you're not running this into Affliction Warlock, the self-dispel Lego with the Kyrian setup could be insane, especially if it works with the conduit. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen the Paladin play today at all, dude. We gotta let Paladins play at some point, right? Alrighty, boys. Got another duel up and running. Switch. That is a lot of reds, true, but at least only 2 reds per team. 3 reds in arena, but 2 reds per team. We got ourselves Reds as Athaman. We got ourselves Beefy, Mikey. So far, neither of those 2 got to play. We got ourselves Lazy Cat. We got ourselves Log OP Copium and Asuma versus Ariash. We got ourselves Seavark as a Night Elf Necrolord Arcane. Trying to see if we can go for a big old one-shot M6 on that team. We got Kiss God and Tasty. And Seavark is going versus Atho. Not a Beastmaster Hunter, not an Affliction Warlock, not an Holy DK. So for him, it might be the matchup he needs. Does no more damage, feels nice, but any of those Shadow Bolts off? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Chrysler. I'm wondering if Nightfall procs are going to be a play now for Affliction. But so if you're saying dots feel good, I believe you in that one, man. I believe in that one. Athman a little bit skittish about trying to walk up, trying to see if he can bait CC out of Seavark. If he can bait out a Poly, I would love to see him just toss it in and have it get dispelled, by the way. Going to be a Hodge onto Seavark after the port. Athman does come in with a bit of a shield himself. Poly coming out. If Athman has a judgment for it, goes for immediate trinket. I think that is adaptation getting used for him. I think it might be adaptation. No, well, is it? I think it is. Normally Athos adaptation, it doesn't show up in the UI right now. That adaptation is used for him though, so it could be wrong. See if we're trying to go for some damage here. There's gonna be actually Shadow Meld. Did he go for Shadow Meld? Donovan Keeters, my guy, thank you so much for the 5 big U-bones. We got a hashtag Donovan in the chat, dude. The big Don himself. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate ya. See, we're going for a bit of a reverse back towards Atho in the full Deathborn, big Arcanosphere. Is he going for a big setup? Is that going to be big OP opener? Big damage to Atho. Actually, almost one-shot him, touching the Magi, and everything was used. Atho did play that very defensive. A big Ward of Glories back-to-back with a Shield of Vengeance. And does get the Arcane interrupt onto Seavark. Massive burst out of Seavark with the Deathborn. Try to go for the big one-shot. If you're playing with another class that can do big damage all at once, like a Sub-Rogue or something, or maybe another mage with big blasting, Arcane definitely got a bit of a bite now on a 2-minute cooldown. Actually, 3-minute cooldown. You don't need Deathborn to be a shorter CD for it to be a little bit better. Flash cut available for Seavark. Athos still trying to see if he can walk at him. Survive that burst for a second. And still has plenty of play on his own. Is Athman playing the Disperse Lego or Dispel Lego with the Judgment? I actually do wonder. If he times a Judgment on a Poly, he trinketed. That was adaptation. Did throw a Judgment in, but got repolyed right after. If he is playing, okay, so I guess with slows we'll know for sure. If he Judgments and he gets out of a slow after a Judgment from a slow. Wait, he does dispel himself. Wait, he is playing dispel on a town. Wait, he actually can dispel magic effects off of himself. That's actually going to be busted. Poly, if he lines a proper Judgment on the Poly, he could just dispel himself. Big Arcanosphere, get it set up for Seavark yet again. Maybe with a big barrage afterwards. Is going to go for missiles. Does get Athman kind of low. Sitting at about half health. Has Hand of Freedom rolling to keep himself moving. Mobility is one of the things he can work with. And I think he does have a little bit extra range on his abilities too. Is going to have those Judgment Dispels. Those Judgment Dispels I think are going to be nutty. Seavark does not get the interrupt off of Athman there. Did not have a counterspell available. But this slows it back up. Athman does get to... Is he dispelling? He has to be, right? There's no way he isn't. Unless I'm just going crazy and his Judgment does not dispel. Because I don't know what on chance he's running. I wish we could see ourselves. Polymorph available for Seavark. Does get a Polymorph to Atho. That is going to be adaptation. Does Atho does some wings rolling. Yet another Poly available for Seavark. Looks like he's just trying to bank up some damage. Trying to have a big go a little bit later. Ash and Hollow getting interrupted. Seavark hanging out by the pillar. Going to be a Judgment, and it looked like the Judgment does have a Dispel. Unless I'm wrong, it should have a Dispel too. And Ash and Hollow getting set up. Seavark is going to bail out of it. Does not want to sit inside of Ash and Hollow. That is going to burn through shield very quickly. And the free damage that Athman gets out of Ashen isn't going to help him either. Atho does have the opportunity to use a Hammer of the Righteous while inside of Ashen, so Seavark is still under pressure of taking damage from Atho since that ability is fully ranged. That Fleshcraft trying to build itself up, but Atho is just not letting it build up fully. That is going to be final verdicts from far. Hodge onto the Seavark does have a chicken for it. That's your magic to set up. Athman does have the mobility for it. Trying not to get locked down, so Seavark can't go for the big damage. Trying to go for a Arcanosphere. Athman does find himself kind of low. It's going to be Ward of Glory. Does avoid the Sphere. Just trying to get as much range as it could so he has a much easier time with his Sphere. Seavark going in for that interrupt as Ath is out in the open flash of lighting himself. And the two are basically at a complete standoff right now. Actually matched up pretty closely. Seavark is going to have to wait a little bit longer before the arcane power, the full damage is available. Adaptations are up for Athos. So far, I don't think he's been able to judgment himself out of a Poly. And I was wondering like if that's going to be possible, because it is. If you're a Kyrian and you'd use the toll and you have the toll Lego, because it throws out free judgments. whether you like it or not. He just throws a judgment at your target. Or maybe at nearby target. Either way. See, we're trying to see he might be able to go for a Deathborn setup if he has the big go. Hodge by Atho does not have the big burst available, does still hold on to a bubble in case things really go bad. Deathborn available for Seawork might be a bubble out of Atho if he doesn't go super low. There's going to be quite a bit of burst for Seavark, as well as such a magic. I think he might have missed the rune. I think he didn't put down the rune for extra bit of damage. That could have been even a bigger hit than before. But looks like Deathborn as well as Arcane Power are a little bit desynced, so he's going to have a little bit of a hard time syncing those back up. Missile still flying still while Deathborn is active, has 15% increased damage, so that is quite a bit of a damage buff for 30 seconds. He's trying to see if he can maximize it. Trying to might be able to force a bubble out of Atho. Trying to go for whatever heal he can. Warlock Hellstone has been used. Still walking slowly but surely at Seavark. Needs himself a little bit extra holy power. And is going to be able to get himself maybe just a little bit of healing here and there. Hodge onto Seavark. Wings full wreck available for Atho. Shield events most likely going to pop. Big damage on the Seavark. Does go for the ice block. And there goes the immunity out of the mage. And Athoman should be able to get himself maybe some holy power still. Is he able to generate holy power from ice block? Is going to hit Seavark with a slow immediately. Seraphim coming out, going to be poly adaptation, immediately breaks him out. And it's going to be a flash cut out for Seavark to deal with the Seraphim damage in case he has to fight it. Does try to go for yet another poly. Rooted onto Athaman, the head of free to keep him rolling. We are at the 6-minute mark, 9% dampening, and looks like for Seavark, he has full arcane power ready. All the time is going to use to at least get some healing and reposition versus Atho whenever he wants to. And Atho is taking a bit of damage still, holding on to that bubble though. That is one thing that Seavark hasn't been able to get out of him, is bubble. Arcanosphere coming up with a full damage barrage, everything. Atho does drop really low. Might have the bubble, does get the bubble off. If he did not have the bubble, the game would have been over right then and there. Seavark got himself nice bursty setup. If that had the full Deathborn and everything, that thing looked like it crit. Looked like the stars aligned for that setup. And I think he actually might have had the biggest burst altogether. Touch of the magic connecting as the Arcanosphere slaps, as the barrage connects, and missiles to chase Atho away. If he didn't have bubble, or even if he did, that burst altogether with 15% extra damage with Deathborn would have been absolutely nutty. But Seavark does have to wait it out a little bit. Does have to go for more missiles. I do like seeing arcane mages, and I guess mages in general, starting to maybe get out of their shell. Or get out of those shields rather, not rolling the triple shield Lego, trying out some of the more damage-oriented Legos, because those do seem a little bit more fun for duels. Yes, boys, this is PTR. New legendaries, yep, we got new Legos for not every class, but only certain classes for PTR. So a lot of these guys are testing out the new Legos. Athman being a Ventir Paladin, he actually cannot test his Lego at all. Gonna be Seavark trying to go for big Arcanosphere. Do you bust out like an Arcane Tome, by the way, every time you cast it? I swear to God, it looks like you bust out an Arcane Tome every time you cast it. Next time you cast an Arcanosphere, I need to zoom in on your hands. See if there's a book in your hands, because it really looks like you bust out a tome. Like he pulls up a spell book to cast that thing. Unless it's like a toy or something, because it looks pretty cool actually. That might be part of the unique animation for it. Big flash got out for Seavark. The Necrolord Mage, by the way, is super survivable. That's not a covenant you really see mages play normally, but the survivability is massive. Do you see this, boys? Big Ashen right on top of Seavark. Super Forge does have to blink out of it immediately. Does have all the time rolling. I don't really know what that's going to alter him to. It looks like back at the Ashen in case his health goes low. Actually, not a bad idea for him to have that alter time there, because he's going to be able to go for a big old Deathborn barrage to Atho. Does connect for a ton of damage if Athoman wasn't careful. Look, there is a tome. He does get a spellbook when he uses it. Try to see if he can turn it. Athaman actually juked him out. You thought he was going to go into Ashen, but Athaman actually went behind the pillar. It was so hard to tell which direction he was going to go. I think Athaman was facing his Ashen to see if he could trick him out, because that Canosphere could have actually hurt quite a bit. That's still full Deathborn available for Seavark. 50% spell damage still rolling for him. And Athaman is just not allowing himself just take the damage. He does have Seraphim, does have pretty big damage rolling too. And a Freedom Polymorphs are coming out. No adaptation this time. As another Touch of Magic, Rune of Power is getting set up. Arcane Blast coming out actually instead. Full missiles with Trinket available for Seavark, trying to make some damage happen. Touch of Magic could do quite a bit. Does do a bit of slapping damage. Arcanosphere is back up. Does get a tome for it. That looks interesting. It looks like he gets like a wand and a tome in order to make an Arcanosphere happen. I wonder again if that's a toy, or maybe like is his maybe he does have like an offhand. I feel like you would see the tome though if he has an offhand tome. Maybe it's like he pulls out his offhand in his main hand. Or maybe he changes his main hand. Maybe it's not a dagger. Again, I'll need to look in closely, but that's cool. That's part of the animation. 10 minutes of this duel, these two juggernauts have been just fighting each other back and forth. Seaver does get the ice bug back up again. That's how long this duel has been going. And in fact, this duel has been going on between these two long enough for Atherman to actually get bubbled back up. So unless Seaver can just blast Atherman down and try to avoid bubble, it's going to be pretty rough. It's going to have the full... oh, he does have the... I think it's actually like transmog tome that comes out. So I think your staff comes out. I think your weapons do get used for this. Atherman does drop pretty low. Shield of Ages is up. Does Seaver have enough birds to finish him off here? Hot. Seaver triggers it immediately. And Atherman got himself Word of Glory to keep himself afloat for now while behind the pillar. Seaver got himself an Invis, so he's going to be able to get away scot-free. So it looks like maybe Arcana Sphere just pulls out your weapon. So maybe as a mage, you will like start casting with like your staff in hand. So that would look pretty cool. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, yeah? Atherman is going to get polymorph over there. Looks like adaptation is no longer really getting him out. I guess that thing is still on CD. Hand of Freedom is up, so Ather does not have to worry about getting rooted or anything. Try to go for a Rebuke versus Seavark. I don't think he got to interrupt anything at all, though. Touch of the Magic getting used by Seavark. Does he have a big go, too? Had all the time. Arcana Sphere getting set up right in front of Ather. Does he have a big go with it? Is going to be able to knock him back. Missiles flying with a barrage right after. Big damage. Atherman does go for the bubble at 1 health. Needs to recover ASAP. And Seavark so far has been able to keep him on the ropes. If you can just stay on him, maybe with missiles, he might be able to put him over the edge. But it looks like Ather is going to be able to recover quite a bit. And Seavark can just bank cooldowns. He doesn't actually have to push in super hard. He just needs to hit Atherman, just kind of do hit and run strats, kiting him around, maybe blink around the corner. But for the most part, I think he's in a good position to win this next one. Atherman is going to get Shield of Ages back up. Reasonable very, very soon. Neither of these two wants to give each other the opportunity to win this duel. Everybody here is playing for keeps. It's a long duel. But they're just trucking it out, boys. Big Arcana Sphere getting set up. Atherman trying to go for Door of Shadows. Does get to stop Arcana Sphere, it looks like. I don't think it actually went flying. Poly available. Atherman is going to try to see if he can Judgment Dispel himself. Does not get to adaptation. Does get the work off. And Touch the Magic getting set up. Does Seavark have the big birds? He doesn't have the big birds, but he might be able to get decent damage on a barrage. And as well as Touch of the Magic, more missiles flying. Ather could actually cancel out. Actually does use Ultra Time to interrupt Ather of Holy. Locks him out actually. Barrage still doing damage. But does he have enough Battle Master Trinket available for Ather? Still trying to see if he can walk up to Seavark. And that's going to be Dispels available. Can only dispel... I don't think he can actually dispel Chrono Shift. Can he? Is that a magic dispel? I think Seavark keeps putting up slow and Chrono Shift unless Chrono is a physical slow. And if it is, which I think it might be actually... I think that one might be a physical slow. Wait, is it? I'm not sure. Actually, I can't say that I am sure. I think it is, but I'm not sure. Atherman does use Wings. Try to see if he makes some damage happen to Seavark. Does pop into that Invis. So that's going to be Ather using Wings to catch up on health. But yes, boys, Arcane did get buffed. If you want to know the Arcane buffs, they got some... they got Arcana Sphere, which does quite a bit of damage. Arcane Blast also does a bit of damage, but the Barrage build as well is looking really, really strong too. Like Seavark is really making it work right now. At least in 1v1s, it seems pretty good. What is Seavark looking like? He actually has quite a lot of cooldowns. If he can get a full polymorph onto Ather and get a good setup, he might be in a really, really dominant position. Trying to see if he can let a poly Ather and trying to see if he can avoid it. That's going to be Hodge onto Seavark. Seraphim available for Ather. Full wreck available. Trying to make the most damage happen here. Final verdicts are coming through. And Seavark does get himself a temporal to get himself whatever healing he can. It looks like Atherman is just not willing to poke out. Door of Shadowing to Seavark. Trying to see if he can make a play here. Adaptation does get him out. Seavark might have to wait it out. Barrage no longer stacked up. You try to use Barrage to slow down Ather as best as you can. Do use an Arcana Sphere just to give a bit of a knockback for Ather. Just trying to see if he can survive his go. There's going to be more missiles around the corner. Atherman, as long as he doesn't get interrupted out in the open, he'll be okay. Does get interrupted on Ashen though. So Seavark trying to deny the Ashen. 35 seconds on a bubble. If Seavark can maybe make a play before Atherman can get himself a full go, he'll be in a great position. Trying to see maybe if he could Judgment. I think he actually got out of his Judgment range. Full burst available for Seavark. Trying to go for Arcade Blast or Arcade Barrages with maybe a big setup. Atherman taking lots of damage. Touching the Magic, maximizing the blast here. Gonna be Arcade Blast to follow. And Seavark just pushes in, taking him out. It was a long duel, 15 minutes of a duel between those two. Definitely gonna have to cut that out. A lot of that back and forth. But the bubbles and icebox, that's a lot of resets, and both of them don't want to give each other any room. Yo, can we get a hashtag Raphael? Showing appreciation for the wonderful membership, my guy. Thank you for being a member 4 months in a row, my dude. My guy, that is huge. Thank you so much, boys. By the way, if you guys want to join the member team, there should be a button, join button, somewhere on the channel. You guys are more than welcome to, whether you're watching the video, whether you're checking out the stream, there should be a join button. Feel free, boys. It's like a Twitch subscription. It supports me, and you get to use emotes in comments as well as in the chat. And also, if you connect your YouTube to Discord, you'll get a special one as well. You guys don't have to, but if you want to, hey, it's there. I also been taking lots of damage from Seavark, though. Going from a paladin into a rogue, it's a whole nother story. And I also been trying to see if he can get out of there. Does not even run the conduit for the shield. I guess he decided to drop it because it's not worth it. But does get himself a quick getaway. So I wonder what kind of defensive conduits you're playing instead. Big blast, fire blast from Seavark with barrage after. Asuma just didn't really look like he stood a chance. Maybe he just had bad MS here from the start, but Seavark just got a big blaster damage into him. And as this side dampening, not a lot you can really do in terms of getting yourself survivability or longevity here in this duel. Lazy Cat open up versus Seavark. I think he's playing that Necrolord setup, trying to get the big bleeds up and running. Does he play the Feral Frenzy? Does play the Swarm, so he is a Necrolord. That's going to be touching the magic setup for Seavark. Main going to be immediate trick and root onto Lazy Cat. Going for a barrage that the Imagine is going to slap him for a bit of damage too. But Seavark is just melting behind the pillar. Not much you can do with that situation. Lazy Cat just has the dots with 69% dampening. Unless you got Ice Block, you ain't living that one. That's just rough. Ariash up next as an Unholy Death Knight. Is he going to be able to do much versus Lazy Cat here? As an Unholy versus a Feral. The bleeds, man. If you could just put up the bleeds but full swarm, that's just going to be nasty damage. Ariash does not trinket, IBFs it to try to see if he can disrupt the damage burst of Lazy Cat trying to get his full swarm in. Gonna be Thorns up right now. Ariash is gonna go for the grippy hand. Lazy Cat does trick it out of that, or I think it was a stun or a root. Trying to see if he can hit the grippy hand on him, but it looks like the Feral is gonna be able to get away. Continuing to grip him back and forth. Needs to get a full army of the dead rolling though, because Lazy Cat is just surviving through the abomination. The pets are actually doing quite a bit of damage. The army joins the fight. Lazy Cat could still be in a really bad position. All the pets are running. Fleshcraft is up. It is going to get interrupted. The dampening is 75%. Does get himself a wall, trying to go whatever healing he can. Another group by the DK. War Stomp real quick to get the DK off of him. But I think Ariash went for a trinket on that one. I think Lazy Cat is just done. At this side dampening, the army of the dead did their job. Next up, it's either going to be beefy. It looks like it is going to be beefy. Man, the first paladin lasted 15 minutes. I think this paladin is going to last an eternity at this point. DK versus paladin, who wins? Probably paladin right now. Death hits are not bad, but paladins are just really, really good. It's not the fact that DKs are not good. It's that paladins are just extremely good in PvP, in my opinion. I won't call them OP, but I do want to say they're extremely good. Looks like Ariash is going to sacrifice the pet before Beefy can get any kind of fears on it. And I wonder for Beefy if he's playing the Judgment build. Actually, you know what? If he's playing the Law build, he could actually throw Judgments at the pet. Or he could put Judgments at Ariash as well as his pet. And actually cleave both the pet and him down. And do quite a lot of damage with it. Is going to be throwing Judgment. Is playing that Kieran setup. Big hammers up. And that's going to be a full setup for Beefy Mikey. His god is up next. And playing the Necrolord. What? Wait a second. Are you playing the Legendary too? Wait, is Kizgod playing the Necrolord Legendary? Wait a second. Are you playing the Necrolord Legendary though? Are you going to have the big wombo combos? Is it going to go for a Hodge? Beefy? Is it going to be Wreck? Is it going to have the Divine Storms? Maybe? Oh, could it go for a big one shot here? Big! Oh no, he's not playing the Legendary, but that Divine Storm with Final Verdict, that was a lot of damage altogether. Divine Storm by itself doesn't do a lot, but that's two abilities in one. Like, talk about value. Talk about big value. Wait, that was kind of cool. Necrolord Paladin, is that going to be a thing in the future? Because that extra hammer can do quite a bit of setup. When Paladin's all about setup. He has played the Judgment Dispel, but that's going to be UAs. No! It's actually in such a bad spot. Low Copium just needs, you just need to put UAs on the guy. If you throw Judgment, you dispel yourself, but that means you silence yourself. No, that is not good. Uh-oh. That is not good at all. Kizgod might be in a really bad spot. Shadow Bolt's coming out for Loco P. And Kiss God goes for a bubble. As he sells is super low, the UA dispels it is going to be brutal. All Locke needs to do is put a UA on him. When he throws the judgment, he just dispels it. Literally, if you just do... Oh, he should have put up UA on him immediately. Should have just been the first thing is put up UA, because you know Kiss God is going to want to use judgment for holy power generating ability. It's just in Paladin's blood, man. It's a hard counter. That's all we need for Paladins, boys. You just need to play Affliction Warlock. Oh no. Yo, Locke OP, he literally can just win by putting UA on the guy, because Kiss cannot judgment. He literally can't judgment. He needs to judgment for generating resources, and he will not be able to. He literally just needs to put him Succubus CC, put UA on him, and just AFK. And just, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. And Kiss God has nothing to do. He wants to play judgment. It's in his blood. It's gonna be hard to stop it. Does he get the UA? Don't even put on the Dazi. If he just puts a UA on him, he wins. That's gonna be Flashcraft up. Maybe he can go for a UA. He just need to put a UA and then he wins. Fear onto Kiss God does not pre-judgment. UA is up. And he can literally just AFK. He's just Malefic Rapture. And Shadow Bolts. Actually, Shadow Bolts and Dots might have done it. I might have done the trick. Man. I was thinking it was going to do more cheesy on it. Paladin's Eyes of Doubt. Yeah, that's pretty late. 96% dampening, dude. It is a long game. Probably by the time we hit 25-minute mark, that's actually when the game ends. That's a long duel. Going to be a full UA as Lockopian goes in for a Haunt as well. Just trying to set up the full dot rot setup onto Tasty. He's going to be swapping out his pet very quickly and not going for the Succubus play. Wants to go for the Interrupt pet, which won't be a bad idea. Plus, it also can remove the procs that Tasty gets too. For like Lava Burst, for example, it can be useful there. Mortal Call onto Tasty. Going to be a trinket for Tasty with an Interrupt on the Lockopium. Locopi Copium. I'm not going to be able to get the full name ever, dude. Try to see if you can trap him in place, but whoa! The Warlock portal doesn't let him leave. Wait, that's kind of weird. That's way too weird. How did that work? It actually traps you in place. You're actually stuck in place. Stun onto Lock OP. Tasty does get interrupted on Shadow while class of Fleshcraft. And Locke just needs to go for a big setup. Maybe get more Shadow Bolt procs. Does he have Shadow Bolt procs with Night proc? Oh, does get burned with that Earthshock though. That was a rough game, man. That was a rough game. Just couldn't get the dots set up fast enough. 1 million damage for Seavark. Literally sunk 1 million damage to Atho. Crazy. Almost 100 dampening. Dude, Atho and Seavark did not want to give each other any kind of space, room. They didn't want to give each other any breathing space at all. They just wanted to win. They weren't going to lose to one another, so they were fighting to the end. If I were Kyrian, I lost that. Oh, probably true. You can adapt your, I can kite your adapt freedom so easily. That is a little rough, isn't it? Upload Mr. Furry Mage. Alrighty, Chicago is next. Alright, let's get Chicago in. Well, it's got 5 minutes ready to go. We'll throw you guys immediately. Whoever's ready. We'll try to get as many of those duels in PTR while we have the time. And also, I am running. I haven't had any food, dude. Do you know how hungry I am? Holy cow. Boys, make sure you get your food. Whatever's going on, however busy you are, make sure you get your eats. And Beefy, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Are we DC'd? No, it looks like Beefy is lagging a little bit. Stormcape Chain Lightning Lego, go for it. I'm down. Go for it, my friend. Chicago's ready. We got Chrysler, who's ready as well. We'll throw Hyatt Chrysler versus Chicago. First come, first serve, and then somebody got a duel versus Seavark. So somebody's gonna have to duel Seavark since he's ready. Play Ventier Frost now? Sounds good. We'll try to get the Chicago and Chrysler, and then whoever's ready, we'll throw you against Seavark immediately. If Seavark's boys stay around. So stick around, everybody. We'll get you in immediately. Looks like I have to go again. Okay, we'll go again. Time ability with Crazy to prevent, yeah, it prevent locks from leaving. I was surprised it actually stops them from teleporting out. I was thinking it was gonna like boop you out. I was thinking it's like a ring of peace that keeps you out and keeps you in with like not a full circle, so a ring of peace kind of, it's like a circle and anything inside of the circle gets moved out. And I was thinking it was gonna be like a circle, anything inside stays, anything outside gets booped out. And I was thinking you'd be able to like Demon Hunter jump over it, kind of like a Ring of Frost. But it looks like it doesn't work like a Ring of Frost. Looks like it's is it gonna work this time? There we go. Tova Runner and it worked. Awesome. Looks like it's kind of like a Ring of Peace, but also keeps enemies in. It's kind of like it's like a ring of peace on the outside, but on the inside it's like the Spear of Bastion. It like keeps you rooted in there. You're stuck in that area. You can't leave it for any reason, or even like if you blink out of it, port out of it. I think you're probably maybe immune out of it, like bubble. But yeah, that was a weird interaction. I never knew that was a thing. I never felt this much abuse on the event. It's become meta, I believe. I believe in you, Atho. I believe in you, my guy. Ring of Prison? Basically, dude, it's actually a prison. So then we need Sylvanas to break that totem apart so she can set us all free, dude. This totem is a prison. Actually, that sounds like a great meme. I want to make the meme now, dude. With the totem. This totem is a prison. Switch. We got us a team 1 together with Atha, together with Beefy, who barely got to play last time. Lazy Cat. As we got us OP, Copium, and Asuma. Versus iFox. We got ourselves Pepega class with Subway. We also got ourselves Yandex in here, as well as Chicago. Now, Pepega, I'm seeing you're a Kyrian, but are you running the Kyrian Legendary, the new one where you get random judgments? I actually am interested. It looks like it's going to be Lazy Cat versus Yandex, Necro Lord Feral versus Necro Lord Death Knight. Hanging on by the wall, backs to the corner. Lazy getting an opener, but not committing damage. Just gonna go and trying to see if he can kite away from Yandex as best as he can. Big old group comes out. Yandex does go for a stun, trying to go for a full army. It looks like maybe is going to empower his pet. Not able to get the full army yet. Try to go for the Abomination Limb, but that doesn't grip Lazy in. That is actually super unfortunate. Lazy taking a bit of damage from the pets that are out, but not the most damage. This is going to be the Slime Shield proc in here. And these pets are hitting him kind of hard or so. Somewhat for a decent amount of damage, but Lazy does recover a little bit of health. Fleshcraft does help cover himself even more. Was still available for this cat if he needs to. Army of the Dead finally crawling from underground. Kevin's Slime continuing just to pelt Lazy from a distance. Maim onto Yandex. Does get IBF. Is going to go for extra defensive. Slime Shield is up as well as AMZ. But I think the bleeds are just all physical damage. So I don't really know how the anti-magic zone helps you out. That is going to be helpful. I guess the swarm at least. The magic damage, the shadow damage that does. Yandex trying to keep his range away from Lazy Cat as Lazy looking for a bit of a reset. Yandex kind of lowish on health, so he's not doing all that great. While dampening is super high up, Lichborn is getting used, so he might be able to survive this just by a hair longer. But Lazy still has plenty of bleeds. Try to get another setup, maybe a big old Rip Frenzy regen, maybe? No, Feral Frenzy actually not used just yet. But it should have the Swarm. Although the AMS does deny the Swarm for the time being, I guess. I don't know if the Swarm is up or not. The bleeds are hurting, though. Those bleeds are hurting. Yeah, so Lazy Cat just needs a couple more goes. Unable to really catch a proper reset with that pet. And that's going to be a Fleshcraft unless he goes into Interrupted. Does go to Skull Bastion. That's going to be a stun. But Yandex, does he have a go? Is going to have the Abomination join the fight. So at least he's got extra pets. Bark's good up for Lazy Cat. Could go for a while here. Looks like he's going to get the hell out of dodge. Going to be a grip by Yandex. Does he have the Abomination Limb? He does not, looks like. So his CDs are going to be desynced a little. Does have the Army of the Dead available, I think should be sometime soon. Is going to get the Army of the Dead. If he can somehow just keep all those pets next to Lazy Cat, he'll be in a great position. Until then, it's going to be kind of rough. Going to be a full Thorns available for Lazy. Yandex is just walking up to hit himself. As it's going to be a full dots up. Lazy Cat got himself Feral Frenzy, Tiger's Fury, everything. The Swarm is in Yandex. I don't really know if the Swarm does attach to him while AMS is up. I think it's like a dot. It does immune. But if it's up, and these bleeds should be wrecking him right now. As Lazy Cat just bail out of there for a second. So far, Yandex haven't had the easiest time with the Feral. He's not dead just yet. The dampening, not super high. Actually, no dampening yet, so he can survive. He doesn't really have the tools he needs to survive, though. Might need to sacrifice his pet for a little bit of health. I think that's exactly what he's doing, trying to see if he'll walk up next to it. But he might need a death pack for this. Might need to sacrifice the pet. Looks like he is going to resummon a new pet. I think that one might have just died to the dots. So you do lose out on some of the value of that pet. Maybe that's where Yandex run up to drop a Death in Decay. To try to see maybe you can get some runic power. He's going to sacrifice the pet as he's super low on health. Are the dots set in super hard? He does have the dots and Thorns are up for Lazy. Decides against it. He's probably thinking, you know what? If I just don't go out there, don't give him any runic power, he doesn't get any Lichborn, just doesn't get any Death Calls, maybe the bleeds take him out. That's rough though, dude. I wonder if Blizzard will consider giving Unholy DK some kind of a PvP buff, because they seem like they're having a little bit rough in PvP as of recently. Yandex can't even summon his own pet at all anymore. Actually, on cooldown is gonna. Well, he looks like he does get it last second. It looks like he does get the ghoul last second there, right before that stun. It's going to be IBF for Yandex getting the Abomination up and running. He does have Abomination Limb if he wants to keep Lazy Cat away from the pillar. And actually could totally do that. Full Army of the Dead joining the fight. Thorns are up. And actually Yandex could walk him if he does go behind the pillar. Maybe Abomination Limb does not come out. He's going to have to go for a bit of a flash cut himself. Could he use the limb just to keep gripping him out, keep him together with all these undead pets? As well as maybe Chain of Ice spam, just letting the pets do work. Because I think they're just so front-loaded with the pets, but whenever the pets can hit the guy, like DKs I feel like don't really do that much damage outside of that. They do kind of okay, but not a lot of damage outside of it. And the pet actually goes for a huddle. I never see those guys do that ever. But then again, we don't see Unholy DKs ever at all. Chain of Ice out for Yandex. Not a lot of health available. Does have the grippy hand stun to Lazy Cat. Gonna be a trinket for Lazy though. Popping off full cooldowns. I think he's just going in to end the duel here. Big memo to Yandex. The bleeds have set in. The swarm is up. Yandex trying to give himself as much self-healing as possible. And Sama is still surviving for a little bit longer. AMS is up for the Thorns. Is getting in quite a bit of runic power. And Lazy so far doing A-OK surviving. That is a Feral Druid versus a DK. Survivability is going to be much higher than that. 5 minutes to do the duel though. We are at 2% dampening, boys, so it's going to be a little bit rough. The swarm is back at the Yandex, but again, AMS, does that let the swarm still stay and just deny the damage of swarm? But lets the dot effect work through? Or how does that work? That's my question. Going to be Kevin Slime pelting Yandex, is sitting in the anti-magic zone. So at least he's able to deal with the damage a little bit. So far, Lazy Cat hasn't really had the finishing power so far. You would think it would be over a lot quicker. It is going to drop down A-bomb on him. Yandex still living. Lazy Cat is going to go, I think, for a full reset with the pet. Going to be another pet available for Yandex, sending him at Lazy Cat immediately. Unless Yandex gets himself full pets and full army and keeps Lazy in the middle of the army, I think it's going to be really difficult for him to come back. That's how IBF coming back very, very soon. Lazy, I feel like, could end this with a couple bleeds. If you can just go for a swarm when the AMS isn't up, you could maybe do something. Yandex is going to go for a big old grip, letting the army of the pets do some actual meaningful damage to Lazy, but those pets are quite slowed. Flash up goes up for Yandex. Lazy is forced to poke out and go for a scalp bash. Yandex does lose control of the undead pets as they do fall apart. IBF is available, so he does have a defensive. It looks like Lazy is going to go again for more long games. Let the dots set in. Actually, is Yandex just going to die to the dots? Is that it? Is that enough? Does have Chain of Ice? Just trying to spam Moonfires at him. He just tried to spam Moonfires around the corner. I don't know if that's enough sometimes. iFox is going to be up next. Survival Hunters did get a bit of a buff. Flanket Strike, Mongoose Bite, and Raptor Strike all do 15% more damage. I think on Blue Post by Blizzard it said Kill Command also does 15% more damage. I don't really know if that's true, but maybe we'll see iFox putting out some crazy numbers out of it. Maybe we'll see more Raptor Strikes, some more Mongoose Bites, whichever one he's running right now. It's going to be backing away from Lazy Cat, playing that Ventier setup with the Deflate Shot. Is going to give him big kill commands back to back. Going to be trinket for Lazy Cat. Main onto iFox does go for a trinket. Stun to Lazy Cat. The dot set in for iFox, trying to play very defensive battle master trinket as well as acceleration getting used here. And Lazy is going to take the swarm back. iFox took a bit of beating, and they're just trying to see if he might be able to go for a bit of recovery. Medic Bennett should have been used, by the way, immediately as soon as you got full Feral Frenzy and full setup. I feel like removing those dots before you take the damage should be your top priority. Of course, you want to get yourself as much health as possible, get yourself a heal, but removing those dots, especially when they empower with Feral Frenzy and the Swarm, immediately remove those, because that's going to be death sentence otherwise. iFox tried to stay away from Lazy, does get him set up with dots. I wonder if we'll see iFox maybe get a full stun to Lazy and go for a couple of Raptor Strikes, because those should do more damage. So I wonder if we'll be able to see that at some point. Coordinate Assault is down. iFox does not have a lot of health to really work with. Does have Turtle if he needs to. And might have to go for Turtle. Does he have the Manic Bandages? I don't think he does. Is he going to get a Scarab Beast into Lazy Cat? Manic Bandages? Do those come out? You might just die to dots. That rip is still ticking on you, dude. It is still ticking. Could be really bad. Manic Bandages, one-sided Turtle, making sure that the Feral isn't able to get the full dots in. But now Lazy Cat has himself full Feral Frenzy and everything. Now that he knows there's no Manic Bandage, he actually could get himself a guaranteed bash to the iFox. I think it's going to be a Feral Frenzy. Maybe a big old bite right after. The full dots are set in. Stunned by iFox, but I think it's not going to be worth it. Actually was getting some decent damage to Lazy with those Raptor Strikes. but he just waited out maybe a little bit too long. Pepega class is going to be up next. Retribution Paladin, Kyrian. I wonder if he is playing the Judgment Kyrian Lego with a Divine Toll, because that could be lots of damage. That could be lots of burst, dude. What are druids? Bleed machines. That's what they are. Big old Hajima Pepega class. That's going to be a trinket getting used. I don't know if Battlemaster trinket or not. It's going to go for the Divine Toll. Does he run the Divine Toll Lego though? That is the question here. Does he get those? He does get random judgments. He is playing Divine Toll Lego. If you can just stay in front of Lasercat, he's going to get those tolls, and that could be a conduit proc. He could get those big conduit procs with those free judgments. And those judgments are also going to give him dispels if he's running the right talent. Toll? Is he out of tolls? I think he should still have more tolls to go. It does technically extend the duration of Divine Toll to 1 minute 30 seconds after it's on his channel, which I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work. And actually looking back at the Lego, I don't think it's supposed to cast Toll. I think it's just supposed to cast the ability of Judgment minus the Toll, so you don't get the benefits of the conduit, which makes it still a decent Lego, but not as OP as we thought it was going to be at first. But the way it functions right now, it could do a lot of procs. Lazy though, back at it, trying to get the bleeds out of Pepega. Does get a memo on him, is going to be bubble out of the Pala. Does the Pala have any survivability post this? Try to see if he can get himself some resources. It's going to be Word of Glories, but at 33% dampening, his healing is quite dampened. But as long as Lazy Cat can maybe get himself a full setup onto Pepega, maybe a full bleeds, Thorns are up, trying to load up all those dots, just needs to get an interrupt on one of the Holy Cast. Bash comes in, I think it might be over. I think Pepega class does go down. Lazy Cat playing it slow and steady, but is getting the kills. He is getting the knockouts bit by bit. Subways is going to be up next though, versus Lazy Cat. So far this Feral has actually played it pretty slow, but methodical. Like he's winning. Like he's got back-to-back kills on multiple of these boys so far. Do we have somebody on Team 2 lead, by the way, or is that actually 3 people down? It was a DK, Paladin, and I think there was somebody else, but I'm not quite sure. Gonna be a Roar onto the Rogue with a Cyclone. Does the Rogue go for a trinket? Looks like he does not. So Lazy Cat should be able to get himself a reset. And he's playing straight up Savage, dude. He's actually playing Savage Roar. I think at least that's what he's playing, because that's what it looks like. I think he's just literally going for a full dot build. As many dots and increasing the dot damage as he can. Cloaker Shot is up for Subways. Try to see if he might be able to get himself a bit of a reset. It looks like he should be able to get himself a re-stealth. Lazy Cat going in for a bit of a flash cut himself. Channeling it. And is going to be able to thrash the Rogue out. Not going to be able to get himself proper opener. And I think Subways is lagging really badly. That's unfortunate. I feel like Subway so far hasn't had the easiest time with the duels tonight at all. He just ended up being kind of lagging and delayed in his abilities. Like, his main ball running, like, that's super unfortunate. That is actually super unfortunate. Chicago, last one left on Team 2 versus Lazy. Pharaohs didn't really get buffs, did they, for 9-1? It looks like Necrolord Pharaoh is still very, very spooky then, huh? Even through Palace, they can do the Kyrian setup and just get a bunch of tolls. I mean, this guy is still super spooky. Chicago's gonna have himself a hell of a time here, though. Main by Lazy, getting Chicago quite low. Battlemaster's gonna get used right now. Chicago is gonna need Maelstrom ASAP. 46% damn. Oh! Looks like he's just gonna take everybody out. Actually devoured everybody as a Necrolord Feral. Huh. Whoa, okay. Necrolord Kitty seems really busted good, huh? Or it seems still good. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. Well, Druids didn't really get any new updates, but for 9-1, they're still very, very scary by the looks of it. Even Paladins with potential like Hammer or Hammer Judgments that are Divine Toll style, with the Conduit proccing over and over and over. It looks like they're having a hard time competing against those guys. He wants to play the new MS effect. Does it work now? Is that what it is? Because it looked like maybe he had so much more pressure on everybody because of that MS effect. Maybe he was playing the long game with the dots because of the MS. Prize it, does the effect work now? Hold on, does it work? It works? Yo, boys. That was not only a Necrolord Feral, but that was a Feral with the MS, boys. Not bad. Let's get another up and running. Seamark versus Chrysler. We could do that. We could do that. Seamark is ready. Seamark is going to play in the Frost, it looks like. Ventire Frost. So we'll see how well that works out for him. I do like seeing Frost, though. I was excited about the Frost Mage at the beginning with that wall and setup at the beginning. It was interesting, to say the least. I was intrigued. I'm liking this just a lot. Yeah, Subway, I know, my man. It's super unfortunate, my guy. It's super unfortunate. Hopefully next week or next time we do this PTR duels, there won't be a super bad lag, my guy. Are you EU, Subway? That actually might explain it, because I think EU boys are having more lag. But actually, no, NA boys like Seavark as well as, I think it was Tasty. Well, both Seavark and Tasty were having mad MS issues. Seavark is NA, and Tasty's EU. Huh. So maybe just random people getting big damies. I remember the girl during BlizzCon shouting "Death Queen" during the challenge schematic. Really? Yo, dude, some people are straight up like the ones who want us to be the Queen of Death. And they're like, yo, dude, that's my queen right there. But so many people hate our character now. They're just like so over it. Let's see how Blizzard does with it. Switch. Is an A? Oh god, what the? What just happened? I just won places. That was really weird. We got Ather, we got ourselves Beefy, we got ourselves Lazy, we got Locke as well as Asima versus Ariash. We got ourselves Seavark with M6, Kisgod as well as Tasty. Seavark actually not the Vent. I was thinking he was gonna go Venti or Mage, but it looks like Necrolord Frost Mage. Very interesting. Beefy though versus Tasty. Is he playing the Judgment setup? Because that could be really annoying to play for Tasty. Because you could just continuously keep removing flame shocks off yourself by casting judgments. And especially if you're carrying with a Kirin Lego, that would be huge. Is going to be thrown out the judgment. Does he get disposed though? Oh, Tasty does get caught out in the open. Can't really go anywhere. Is going to get the big zaps on the Beefy. What was that? Damn. What the hell was that? Beefy just took so much damage there. I actually don't understand. Tasty just blasted that guy. Oh my goodness. Venterfrost is ZZZ. Oh, I just thought you said in chat Venterfrost. I didn't realize it was Necrolord Frost. That sounds fine. Yeah, play what you like, my guy. I just thought it was Venti for some reason. Tasty going for big damage on the Beefy. Beefy get a hit with a lasso. Stun while Shield finishes up. Trying to go for a big setup as a Kyrian. Gonna be a final wreck onto Tasty. Still trying to see if he can reconnect with him. Trying to make those big damages work. Has a hand of freedom. Needs that last wreck. Does get the last... Final verdict. I keep confusing these boys. I keep confusing these with paladins, dude. Final reckoning, final verdict, Templar's verdict, last. I don't know. I don't know why I'm confusing them. Might be a bubble out of Beefy. It looks like it is going to be a bubble out of Beefy. Also, sorry for swapping the wrong people. I'm still trying to figure out. I think it's 5 and 2. Okay, we can remember that. We can remember that one. Gonna be a hand of freedom out for Beefy. While Tasty chasing after him. So far, Beefy has just been getting beef. If Tasty can just get that totem around the corner, Beefy cannot go anywhere. He can't create any line of sight. So Tasty just needs to get him out in the open. And he just might end up doing that. Try to see if he can go for an interrupt. Hodge under Tasty. Still holding on to the lightning in his hands. Has the Dark on Rachel used to for extra intellect. I don't know if he'll be able to have the lightning by the time he sees Beefy. Try to see if he can catch him in that totem. The prison totem. But looks like he isn't able to. If only caught him inside of it, he would have not been able to get any pillar action there. It looks like by the time Tasty does catch up to the guy, no more lightning in his hands. Lightning lasso is still pretty good though. Might be able to go for a knockback onto Beefy. Does knock him back a bit. Big old lava burst flying. But Beefy should be okay for now. 29 seconds on the wings for Beefy. So he could go for a big Kirin setup yet again. It just last time Tasty just went Ghost Wolf and ran out of it. So Beefy, if he can just get himself a nice setup with Tasty. Does he play blind? If he plays blind and a Hodge, you could maybe force a trick out of Tasty with a Hodge. Tasty trinkets, go blind, then go through full burst, then you can have a big setup. But it didn't really look like Beefy since he is playing last verdict, or final verdict. He is not running the Kirin Lego with random judgments that are all Divine Toll. Which, you benefit from the conduit. I really want to see Paladins run. We had one Paladin last game. But I feel like that has so much potential for massive, incredible burst. Gonna be a trigger for Beefy. Hodge and Tasty is gonna go for a knockback as Beefy got up to Seraphim and full burst. It's gonna be the totem. Keeping Beefy out in the open, can't go anywhere. As Tasty's just gonna bully him out in the open. Big zaps coming out. Beefy does have the wings and Seraphim. That's a lot of Versa. And that's a lot of healing overall. So he should be able to keep himself afloat for now. Tasty does go for quite a few zaps. He's gonna be using Darker and Racial in order to amp up his damage even more. But so far it's a bit of a standstill. It looks like Beefy is not running the Judgment Dispel. which I would imagine more paladins would be running it, because usually would have like a dispel animation around him every time he throws a judgment. And I would imagine Dispel Judgment would be super annoying for Tasty to play against, because constantly removing your Flame Shocks, I mean, it would be super annoying. She'll live in itself for Beefy, does get a Hodge on Tasty, is going to be a knockback. If Beefy can somehow just walk towards Tasty, he might be able to make some damage happen, try to stay on top of the Shaman as best as possible. Wall is out for Seraphim for Beefy. It looks like the Chill Advantage does not last long at all, so Tasty wants to push in and make some damage to that health bar. No bubble available for Beefy. He could make a play here. That's going to be a blessing of protection. Gets him out of that stun. Does allow Beefy to go for an interrupt, but he's still not in a great spot. Lightning Lasso could be the end of him. Does survive it. More Word of Glory, still has plenty of healing. This Paladin does not go down without a fight. So he's just going to be hanging in there until he might be able to swing the duel into his direction. Hodge and Tasty, does he have another knockback? Beefy setting himself up for a knockback though, going down the stairs like that. But then it's going to be a wall from the Earth Elemental, so Beefy has to chill out for a bit. Wings available again in 24 seconds. Tasty will have a trinket for it. So Beefy, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to sync up a full Hodge without a trinket for Tasty and full set of Wings of Seraphim. That's going to be quite tough. It's going to get Wings right now though. A proc for Wings is going really, really well for him. It's going to give him a lot of a healing recovery as well at 5-minute mark. Actually quite a lot of damage for the guy. If he can get himself a good setup, it'll be a ton of damage. Beefy going for a trinket really early though. Tasty is going to catch him in place. Stormkeeper available. Actually, Beefy being smart and attacking the totem as soon as that happens. The totem only has 10% of Shaman's health, so killing the totem is a strat here. And it is something you should be doing every single time. Tasty getting a few zaps from inside the corner. Get him some easy damage. As Beefy charging in, trying to see if he can make a play. Can he potentially do it? Light the last of a Tasty before Beefy can even walk to him. If only Tasty had himself a good setup, Primordial Bolt or something. Hex and a stun onto Beefy. No trinket, no bubble available, and Beefy is kind of lowish on health. If Tasty can get himself a decent setup, he could potentially make something work here. But I think Beefy is going to be fine. Good, Dalaran, could you tell me which class and race to play with? I'm going back to WoW and I'm very undecided since I don't have much time to play. Which class and race to play? Honestly, you can play any class you want to, and none of the races really matter unless you're PvPing. Orc is generally good for PvP. Human is generally good for Alliance for PvP. For PvE, it really depends. I mean, sir, if you're a caster, Troll is never bad. But you could really play anything you want to. The damage difference and sort of utility is just pretty minor unless maybe you PvP, where Orc does have that advantage against stuns, right? It is very PvP centric. Or Trolls for casters in PvE. Faster cast is always nice. Besides that, you can play anything you like, my guy. Just about everything is good. It's going to be Beefy getting caught in the totem. Needs to kill the totem because Tasty's actually walking out of that totem. Hodge on Tasty doesn't have a trinket for its Seraphim and everything is up. They're going to be stunned into a Hex. And Beefy does not have a trinket. Could bubble it if he wanted to. But he didn't commit Wings, so he's going to be chilling for now. Seraphim was used. And Tasty trying to see if he can just maybe capitalize some damage. Does he get the Lava Burst? He does get the Lava Burst. Does not get the proxy wanted, but does get the damage in there. Hybrid classes? Yo, hybrid classes, dude, they heal a ton. And Beefy is playing it super, super safe too. I feel like Tasty is kind of pushing him, but he also doesn't want to get too greedy either. Because if he pushes up on greedy, it could be end of him. But he might just have to, dude. If he wants to end this duel early, he might just have to push in. But I think someone tells me Tasty probably wins this. Unless Beefy makes a play here. So it's really a ball in his court. Beefy playing it super defensive, dude. Literally just using the action for self-heal. Just trying to see if he can survive it. Maybe Beefy will somehow come out on top, boys. Maybe you're just waiting for a right setup. Maybe you're just really waiting for a right lineup. You know? I mean, look, he got Wings. Tasty doesn't have a trinket. This could be the go that he needs. You never really know, dude. Maybe he'll have a big payout. Gonna be big damage for Beefy. Final wreck on to Tasty. Doesn't get the interrupt. He does get interrupt. Fleshcraft is up for Tasty while Wall is up. So he's gonna have the damage reduction. Could be maybe a trinket out of Beefy. Nope. Is going to be stuck in place. Needs to kill that totem if he wants to get out. Actually, let's just deal. Toss of a Tasty. Light the lasso does have a trinket for it. Going to be promoted set up for Tasty. Beefy just continues to heal himself every global he gets. I mean, maybe Beefy will come out on top, right? Maybe he'll come out on top. Maybe all this stalling will pay off. You never know, right? And it will be a little bit disappointing if Beefy did stall this whole time and died in the end anyway. But it'll probably be more satisfying if at least you know it. He's stalling, and then he's like, okay, I got my setup, I got my go, let's make it happen. So maybe there's a play to it, right? Maybe there's a method to the madness. is what I'm trying to say. 9 minutes into this duel, 25% damp, and a lasso onto Beefy. Does he just go down here? Shield events is up. Does so bubble in case things go bad, and Tasty is going to land a hex into him. Tasty is going to win him for CDs himself, actually. 45 seconds on the elemental. Now he does have Stormkeeper, but he needs to have a good setup with a Stormkeeper. Trying to see if he can stay mobile. He's going to trap Beefy Mikey in there. It's going to be a big instant cast. Trying to see if he can kill the totem. That totem has quite a bit of health. Big zaps to the Mikey. Does get hit with the Earthshock. Bubble comes out. If only Tasty just got one of those abilities to crit, I think it would have been over. But Beefy does survive it, man. That's the second bubble of the duel, I think, isn't it? I'll be surprised if that's the first. Actually, I think it was the first bubble of the duel. I think that might have been the first bubble of the duel. I think so far he hasn't really felt pressure unless dampening came around. Yeah, I think Tasty is going to have to play it very, very recklessly if he just wants to end the duel here. I think Beefy still has plenty of heals in himself. It's only 30% dampening. Normally 30% will be death to some classes. Hard Drive Tasty does check it out immediately. Beefy still continued to go aggressive, but always Word of Glory himself. Literally every global he can, it's Word of Glory. All that holy power into Word of Glory. Man. He's just trying to survive, dude. He's just trying to live his best life, man. He's trying to do what he can. Wings are up. Means he's going to get even more healing from Word of Glory. What a champion. Lasso available. Does have a chicken late for it, but does have it. Trying to see if he can get himself some flashlights in there. Big old Earth Shock on him. And Tasty does have Earth Elemental. Try to see if he can catch Beefy in here, but the line of sight for this man, dude, just running, kiting, healing. Blessing of Protection to get out of that stun. That is the second Blessing of Protection of the game today, though. So there has been 5 minutes at least for that. 5 minutes CD for that, at least. Big zaps available for Tasty. Hopefully he didn't go, like, trying to purge that thing. Hopefully he was just trying to do all damage, because he doesn't really need to purge it. Let's go for an epic fight. Sounds good, my guy. Sounds good. Beefy got himself flashlights. Flash got rolled for Tasty. Dude, Beefy is just living, dude. It's just a live Lord McGee. Can Tasty maybe make a play here and take him out, or is Beefy gonna have all this long stalling payoff in the end? He's gonna have Kevin Slime just barraging him with slime spittles. Stun onto Tasty, Seraphim available. Beefy got himself the final wreck available and everything. Gonna be big hammer damage. Tasty is actually quite under a bit of pressure. Does he have a flash cut back up? I don't think he does anymore. Gonna be a stun onto Beefy. Does get hit with a stun. No more trinket available. Tasty does hex him before he can heal himself. And if only Tasty can set himself up, maybe some massive, massive instant cast. You know it's gonna be Word of Glory cast from this guy immediately as soon as he comes out of hex. Lasso doesn't have an answer for it. It is a short lasso using the final, using the Ashen Wake of Ashes just to get a Word of Glory off. Man, this guy. Maybe he wins in the end. You never really know. 10 minutes left? Dude, for real. It is actually 13 minutes left before the duel. Heads. It ends at about 25 minutes or so. Maybe like 26. 25 or 1, 26 or 1. Something like that. I didn't think Beefy would take that kind of a defensive play though. He's literally just been running the whole game. Hopefully he brought some comfortable running shoes or something. Tasty got himself a nice zap with Lassa. And Beefy, dude. Every global he gets, Word of Glory. For a guy. Dalaran prevents the overcut the Maduk. Kagjala. And it looked like Asuma on team 1 bailed. He was thinking, no, this is taking forever. Don't blame him. Pretty rough though, man. Pretty rough. Tasty, dude. He's just... I feel like I don't really know if Tasty can play a bit more aggressive here either. I guess he could just stand next to the guy, but like, what's he gonna do? Start casting lightning bolts in his face? Like, I don't even know if that's gonna help him out much. Gonna be a trigger for Tasty as Beefy Mike going for some damage.
I love all classes, and this is the problem. I just wanted to dedicate myself to one character. The class and race you say I will play hard.
The class and race you say I will play? Yo, can we get ourselves... is it Regis? Regis is the name, I think. I don't know how to type out your name, my guy. Hashtag, I think it's Regis if it is Russian. I think it is Regis if it is Russian. Yo, can we get a hashtag Regis in chat, boys? Thanks so much, my guy. Yo, tell me how to pronounce your name. Is it like English letters or is that Russian letters? Because it looks Cyrillic. But anyway, oh wait, no, actually, no, it's not a R, is it? R would have like the other. I think it's Regis. I have no idea. My guy, play whatever you like, my dude. Hell, you can play Paladin. You can play Paladin as a Blood Elf and a Horde or a Human and Alliance. There you go. I think you're legit Paladin, my guy. Give Paladin a go. They seem really strong for 91. At least in PvP. Lightning lasts well for Tasty. Beefy Mikey actually finds himself low in health. It looks like Tasty does take him out. 14 minutes that duel lasted. That Paladin did not want to give Tasty a single. Oh no, it's another Paladin. A single go whatsoever. But I was hoping maybe Mikey was gonna pull it out. You know what I mean? Maybe it was gonna be a long duel, but it's gonna be worth the payoff. And Tasty still took him out. Unforged, better luck next time, my friend. Gonna be Atherman up next, as we are at 14 minutes, 58% dampening, so healing is basically not an option. Atherman trying to see if he can throw a judgment in the last second. Cannot dispel hexes, but he can dispel magic effects, so that's gonna be Tasty having to flame shock him over and over and over. Final wreck is up, chasing Luca to maybe end the duel right here. Trying to go for double final verdict, making big damage happen. Gonna be elemental stun. Shadowlands is out for Atherman. Is actually gonna be stuck in place. Needs to take down the totem if possible. Does actually clap down the totem. Is looking to maybe make some damage happen. Tasty Shadowlands is popping next to Tasty. Not the most damage since it is split between him and Elemental. It looks like Atherman should be able to take out Tasty right now. Does get him. Man, there we go. Now we can get these duels rolling. Now we can get him going. Bad Pal doesn't want to fight? I don't know, right? He just kind of kept running. BM Hunters, how are BM Hunters in 91? BM Hunter ничего нету нового для BM пока. I told him he doesn't have, there's nothing new for BM yet in Russian. На PTR норм, ничего нового нету. Те же самые. Same hunters, there's nothing new for them. Привет, спать не собираешься? У меня сейчас что, 7 часов вечера в Америке, Vodafone. Я живу в Америке, я не живу в России. У меня, как его, еще, пока не ел мой dinner. How do you say dinner in Russian anymore? I don't remember. Seawork, they're going to be up next as a Necrolord. Frostmage versus Atha. Try to go for a pour, but that's going to be some decent shatters on the Seawork. Hodge from afar. Does Seawork go to burn a trinket? He does have it if he wants to. Hold on to still every single defense is going to be a poly onto Atha. Does he have adaptation or does he swap out? Actually, no, adaptation not used by Atha. Actually, he just relent. As a Xander, Pala, he just brilliant relent. Bubble available, as it's going to be Seawork with full cooldowns rolling. Going to be a full setup with a Deathborn. Needs to get those Frostbolts rolling, because they will do quite, I think they'll cleave, but I don't know if they'll do more damage. Big shatters into Atha, though. Is going to have himself there all the time to put him in a good position. Atha does need to get himself a little bit actually healing at 70% dampening. Not going to be much. Seawork, I think, really needs to push up and get more shatters onto Atha. But for now, Athos so far survived it. Frostbolts are flying. Going to be Ashen where Seawork is standing. So he's going to be moved out of the position. Athos wants to stand in the Ashen. Get that free healing from Ashen. Also get those hammer throws from Ashen as well, if he can. Seawork dropping down a full blizzard over. Just making sure that Athos just has a hard time walking to him. At least for the time being. Man, Necrolord Mage is actually looking kind of fun, actually. Like, the more I think about it, the cooler it looks. I wonder if it'll be any good for PvE. I know it's decent for Arcane right now, but for like Frost, what if, right? I know it'll probably never be good for Fire, maybe in PvP, but for PvE it never can happen, I don't think. Seraphim up for Atha has a wreck available for Seawork. Got himself plenty of damage. Seawork does have ult time though, so he's trying to see if he can make some shadows happen to Atha. Shield of Vengeance is going to end up popping. Frostbolts are available. Does he have the flurry to follow with it? If he only has flurry, he'll be in a great spot. Needs those lances, dude. Those lances are doing quite a bit of work though. Frost mages are actually kind of spooky for PvP. They actually have a bit of a bite to them. And he's not playing any legend that busts the frost damage of any kind. He just has the Lego with the shield. If only he went for the Lego, that gives him like perma, unbreakable, root, and that's gonna be a nice setup by Seawork onto Atha, taking him out. Well done, well done. Locke is gonna be up next. Affliction versus Seawork. Is he gonna be able to make a play? Because Seawork says the Warlocks have pretty hard counter, or at least Affliction, but I guess all Warlocks too. Pretty hard counter for mages in general. And actually Locke is gonna be playing the Succubus. Oh, his Destro. Oh, I didn't realize it's gonna be that blink for Seawork trying to bust out of that new honor talent from Destro Warlocks. But by blinking out of it, he actually just does damage to himself. You kind of want to stay in place with that one. And Seawork finds himself kind of low on health. That was a big burst out of Locke though. Massive burst there with that setup. Actually still hold on to full cooldowns too. That's going to be Immolate setting up. I think on the one of the images, Locke just chilling back here. Seaverick is going to have to start building some shards on the pet. Maybe even trying to go for an interrupt on the pet. Did he go for a counterspell? He did counterspell the pet Succubus CC. But it's going to be a full Blizzard getting set up, trying not to get seduced. And Nega Seduce is going to choose to go for a trinket here. As Locke does jump up and does hit him with a conflag. Super rough for Seaver to try to see if he can find a way out of here. Cataclysm around the corner is going to ice block it. Does get a little bit of healing from it. At 86% dampening though, ice block barely heals anything. Let's go Seawork, boys. Let's go, dude. Rooting for Seawork, man. Come on, dudes. Give him your energy, boys. Want to see Frost Mages perform well, don't we? My god, he finally died. Yeah, Paladins and Shamans, man, are pretty tanky right now, aren't they? Seawork actually does get the kill on the pet. Looks like Locke is going to have to summon a new one. Does go for a quick summon. That's going to be a Succubus Seduction yet again. And that's going to be Chaos Bolt, maybe with a brand. Is that what it is? Cataclysm? Oh, that's just so much damage together. Does get interrupted on nature. Does he go maybe for the brand? Reflect is up for those lances. Deathborn is going to be up for Seawork. As he wants to go for the most amount of damies. And that's going to be just come flags from so far away. Locke making sure to bail out of there. Seawork is so massive as this skeleton form. He actually pokes out of his ice block. At 92% dampening, you're not getting any healing. You're actually not going to get any. Locke just needs to go for a couple of conflag rates, and that's it, man. I think it's mostly over. Even triple shield isn't really lasting much for Seawork. Trying to see if he can shatter spree the pet if possible. Does go for counter spell as well. Might be able just to frostbolt it down. But with Locke just running at him, Mortal Coil into an Immolate, yeah, that's over. Not much you can really do in that situation. That's a rough one though. Kiss God, oh my god, we still have lots of people on Team 2 that haven't got to play. This has been a long duel session today, boys. We are at 20 minutes. Twice in a row. How does that happen? Bonza fell off that Chaos Bolt. Kiss God might be putting himself in a bad spot. Not moving anywhere. Flashcap does fury him. Bubbled it. Just to make sure he doesn't take the damage. Is going to try to see if he can pony up after Locke. And he's going to bail out of there as the Nightfare Warlock using the Soul Shape ability. That could have been a really big setup for Locke. He did go for a fear onto Bonza fell, which is such a good ability, man. Let's go with the Paladin. Been following content for a long time. Thanks for the advice. And the name is Regis. I'm from Brazil. Have fun, just fun using Cerelix. Regis, sounds good, my guy. How you doing, Reggie? Reggie, can I call you Reggie? Yo, my guy, thanks so much for the donut. Do appreciate you, my man. Start with Paladin. I think you might enjoy them. They're really fun. They do a ton of damage in PvP. I can be a death if my true and does something. True. Yeah, it is a little bit rough. Not gonna lie. Kiss God though in such a bad spot. He's gonna walk out. We actually lived it. Wait, does Blessing Protection stop your Bonza Fell from doing the thing? Is it a physical debuff that attaches it to it? I think it's got to just dead to the dots though. That is so unfortunate. Not much you can really do in that situation. Me and my dog love you. Alicia. What kind of a dog you got? Oh, Alasia. Is that what it is? Alasia. What kind of dog you got? What kind of a dog you were talking about? Gonna be Ariash up next versus Locke. He's gonna pour it out in the middle of the Lichborn used in the opener. Gonna be Shadow Fury around the corner. Actually, just immune it with IBF. Gonna be Locke busting out of there, dude. Just nuking. I was gonna say nuking himself out of there, but I guess what I was trying to say is like rocking himself away. Not really nuking. That would work here. 100% dampening. No healing available for either one of them. Locke does go for a pretty big shield to try to see if he might be able to survive this onslaught. But I think the shield does sacrifice his own health, so I don't know if he gives him that big of a shield at 100% damp. Could be wrong though. Arya's taking a bit of damage from the pet. And whatever does, the Lock sets on him. Second BCC getting used. Bonza fell is up. Oh, stun. Bonza fell. Interesting. Cataclysm around the corner. Ariash, if he walks out of it, he'll be in a bad spot. I think it's over. Oh my god. He plays the anti-magic stone, I think, a little bit too late, but if he placed it before, he would have been in a great spot. Gonna be a big old grip. Army of the Dead join the fight. Locke just needs a few more casts and he's good to go. And M6 is the last one left, dude. I don't know what he can do at this place. Actually, Locke does not have a lot of health. Big condemns coming through. Mortal Coil triggers out of it, takes him out. Lazy Cat is the bleed kitty. He just needs to get those bleeds and an AFK out of it. M6 trying to see if he can clip him. Trying to go for Door of Shadows. If he can maybe charge at him, he might be in an okay spot. Is going to go for the Gnome Racial to get out of there. But I think Lazy has it. M6 does not have a trigger anymore, so Lazy can just AFK. Is going to go for Flash Cap while in Bear to give him the most amount of shields. That's actually nutty. Actually nutty. Is going to go for Opener onto M6. Full setup maybe? No. Gonna go long game, just rooting him out, just letting him bleed out. That's kind of messed up, man. I guess he just doesn't want to play it as safely as he can. He literally doesn't need to touch the guy. Man, that was a long one, dude. 35 minutes of just raw carnage. And Beefy, dude, doing more healing than damage. I love it when you guys go for the long duels. Especially if you're like, man, you know what? I need that time. I need to just give myself a little bit more. I need to give myself a little bit more of opportunity to make the kill happen here. And I love it when somebody like, okay, you have to go for a long game, but then you win. But I feel like it's a little dissatisfying when like they go for a long game and then it's like they still go down. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're just delaying the inevitable. At that point, I'd rather you just run out, bust all your cooldowns, try your very best, do the most damage, and just go out in a blaze of glory. You know what I mean? All right, boys, let's get maybe another one going. Are we doing more or are we done, Ski Boys? Because I'm really damn hungry. Let me actually just sit here for a second. See how my body's feeling, dude. If my body needs food right now. Because it's really hard to get, like... Because I try to put as much energy as I can into these duels. And when I haven't had the food, dude, it's so difficult. Literally, I've eaten, but really, really early in the day. And I was able to get my videos done really, really early. But now, like, I'm spent, dude. So let me just sit here for a second. Can we do one more? We could maybe give it a go. Last duels, as long as we got one more. Maybe we can get one more in, dude. I'd like to get one more in. Ah, man. Should we or should we not? Seeing how my body talks to me, dude. I wanted to get food myself. Yeah. Yeah, my body is just... I'm seeing how I'm feeling, dude. Because you know when you get... like, my hands are getting cold. Like when I'm hungry, my hands... like, oh, I'm really, really hungry. Like I haven't eaten. I feel like I'm starving. And my hands are starting to get cold. And like my head's been airheaded all day, actually during most of these duels, and it's so hard to focus. You might have noticed I'm lost my train of thought half the time, dude. I tried not to, dude. I tried not to. No, we're gonna call it there, dude. Just laying on me. What kind of a dog you got, Alicia? What kind of a dodge we got, man? What kind of Duger we have? I think we're gonna call it here, though, boys. I think we're gonna call it. Thank you guys so much for coming by to the stream. Appreciate it all so much for watching. Don't forget yourself. Yeah, we're gonna call it here, man. We're gonna call it. I need to get something to eat, man. Tomorrow is tomorrow Mother's Day? Or some of you guys are EU. It's already the 9th. I think tomorrow's Mother's Day. Hey, happy Mother's Day. Tell all your moms I say happy Mother's Day. Also ask for the number. I'm joking. Yeah. Good food. Pasta is good. Oh, I love some pasta right now, dude. I have something already planned for dinner, but pasta would be great. Not Mother's Day in the EU. Is it just an NA thing? Poodle. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't think I've ever actually seen a poodle IRL. I've always seen those dogs in like a video format or in like, I don't know, magazines or whatever. I don't think I've ever actually seen a poodle in... I must have. No, there's no way, dude. I must have seen a poodle IRL at some point or another, dude. Those are really unique looking dogs. We had ours in UK. Oh, you got... Is it on 8th or is it 9th? Hold on. When is Mother's Day? May 9th in the United States. Is it different? Which date is Mother's Day celebrated? May 9th. Is that everybody? 2 Mother's Days. Hold on. 12th of May? Am I wrong on that? March 27th UK Mother's Day. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So UK is weird. Is different. Okay, so you guys are the feet and inches kind of guys when it comes to Mother's Day. I get it. Late again. Don't worry about it, Benji. It is Sunday. Okay, so for us it is Sunday, but for UK they already had theirs. Okay. Well, either way, dude, it's a Mother's Day in America. You see your mom, be like, yo, my favorite streamer says hello. Hope you're having a wonderful one. All right, boys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys... Sweden is 30th? Okay, dude. All right. Okay. UK weird. UK weird. Okay, so then everybody has a different day. All right. Everybody's special. We do ours 9th. Anyway, so I'm going to go. I'm going to hang out with my mama tomorrow. I'm going to try to see if we can get work done tonight so I can just literally AFK from PC tomorrow. I do need to get my keys done on my ults and whatnot, so I'll see how that goes. But you guys have yourself a good one. I'll see you guys Monday for any of the alt catch up before the Tuesday reset. And hopefully Tuesday we'll get some fat box openings. One, and second, I want to see if we can get some more PTR 9.1 updates. I'm hoping for some big stuff, man. I'm hoping for some big updates. But thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see all of you boys next stream. Alrighty, boys. Peace.
And I get paranoid sometimes, 'cause I know that you ain't mine, and I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all we had? Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave, and by the time